the biscuit, taste the pain. 3 years running, second place again. We used to lead, now we just chase. Didn't even touch first this time, what a waste. Don't touch that soccer songs. He's Limp Bizkit, smooth but still no boss. 5 years dry, no shiny prize, just pretty passes and Twitter cries. Taste the biscuit, taste the bluff. It's all clean boots, but not enough. Arteta talks like we're built to win, but silverware's allergic to the North London grin. We brought win the dog, but we lose even more. 3 times second, never the king. And this year, we didn't even lead a thing. Same TikTok reels, same post-match tears, same false dawns for 5 long years. From invincible pride to annual pain, we chase our tail like it's part of the game. Limp Bizkit fence, fans still cheer, but the empty cabinet echoes loud and clear. Taste the biscuit, taste the drought. We talk the loudest, but still missed out. Stinker and hooked. Taste the biscuit, taste the pain. 3 years running.
Second place again. What a song, bro. That's a banger right there. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final stream of June this month. The A-Listers is back every Monday. As you guys know, the only ones that think the songs are boring is when your club is getting cooked in the song. That's why you think it's boring. But the song is incredible. You get me? I'm sure the Chelsea fans, the Liverpool fans, the City fans all enjoyed it. The only ones who are complaining are the Arsenal fans, and you can hold that respectfully. Anyway, make sure guys are liking the video. Make sure guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Keep getting involved in the chat. You get me? Thank you for 54.2k subscribers. Inshallah, next month we're going to pump out content just as strong, just as good, and even better. And we keep cooking with the help of you guys. You're absolutely incredible, amazing people. Thank you guys so much. Joining me first and foremost, I've been insufferable since winning the Premier League. You damn right. You're supposed to be insufferable when you win the big trophies. Hey, if Arsenal won the Champions League, I promise you would have been even more insufferable than me. Anyway, speaking of Champions League, I can't introduce Egal now. Joining me next, you get me 2-time Champions League winner. On the way is Joao Pedro. They're also looking at the Gittins. And today, what's his name? Laurie Whitehall reports that there is more interest in Garnacho. So we're going to be getting his opinion on all the Chelsea topics. Luisinho, how you doing, mate?
All good, all good. It's been a great weekend. We've been making some moves in the transfer market. We defeated corruption by beating Benfica. I just went off to the bridge. I heard they finally brought her home. So I got my photos with all of the trophies. Shout out everyone. The only team in Europe that can even flex this, my dogs. And we are one step closer to becoming world champions, bruv. At the Chelsea. At the Chelsea. Great to be back. Big up.
Nice.
That's nice. That's nice. You ain't completed the set, though.
That is very nice, though. You have to.
Yeah, 6 UCLs. I ain't going to talk that.
That's
down.
like
I'm
6 supercars, you know? That's like 6.
Bro. I respect it. But I like having like one of everything, you know? I'm a man of variation.
I hope I'm never in the Conference League. Were you doing the thumbnails for your watch-alongs this season? Or did someone do them for you?
Oh, yeah, I do all of them. I make all of them.
Did you struggle to find some of the players, to be honest, on Google Images?
Oh, yeah. I had to make my own PNGs for like half the teams. Everything. Some of them, it took me like 5 minutes just to find the badge. You know, like when you're really getting into the group stages, so you're looking like Heidenheim and all of that. Some of them I just searched to see if I could find the player I remember. Like there was someone on loan from Man United that was at Panathinaikos. I forgot what his name was, but that was one familiar name. And no one else. No one else. And speaking of Conference League, they've just shipped out my medal. So I'm going to have it by the end of the week. One more
Let's
to the
go.
wall.
Can hang it next to these ones. Yep.
Come on, man. And then the World Cup one in a month.
I don't think you're going to win that because PSG exists. That's it. Like,
yeah,
I just have to tell you one sentence before we invite the rest of them. Desire Due against Malo Gusto. Anyway.
Otherwise, Maresca fucking backhand you.
Never know. Anyway, joining me next, 3-time Champions League winner. You get me. His club is 15th, though. And they allowed Spurs to win their first trophy in forever. Waymo hasn't joined yet. But today, according to Mr. Laurie as well, same guy, they're looking at Ollie Watkins. Man, like Shik is in the building. How doing, Shik?
Big up, man. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me on, of course. And yeah, man, like you said, we're just a deeply unserious institution. Word to my guy Lam, we're not serious, man. We're taking months to get one player in. We've got other clubs moving like they finished 15th. And I don't know what to tell you. So I'm enjoying my summer, though. I'm enjoying my summer. Still a lot of other stuff to do. And I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. As always, this season, I've just been talking about other teams more than my own club because our club is, like I said, a deeply unserious institution.
Hey, don't allow you
10-hour meetings to these men do 10-hour meetings just drinking coffee and eating donuts and asking about life. That's all they do, man. How was your vacation to Ibiza? How was Cancun? How's this and that? Not about we should go sign this player and do that. So Ollie Watkins got linked. It's going to be tomorrow. Today it's Ollie Watkins. Tomorrow it's going to be Mateta. We're not going to do shit, though. That's really the truth.
Fair. Joining us next on the channel, you get me, a 0-time Champions League winner, but invincible. You get me. I'm going to ask him about Eze today. I'm going to ask him about all the players, you get me, the Arsenal are linked with. Muskera, Norgaard. There's a lot that happened since last Monday.
Madueke, Jackson.
Yep. How you doing, Egal?
Hey, I'm doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. Stop with the Madueke Jackson stuff. That's not happening. You know that. We know that.
You are monitoring, though. You are monitoring.
You know what monitoring means? We spoke to you previously about the club. We spoke to the club previously about said player. That's what monitoring means.
Monitoring also means that he's a name on your list that you're considering.
Yeah.
Not number one. Not
I saw this with Troops earlier on. I saw this with Troops earlier on. I know.
Trust, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it.
Nah, bro.
We're monitoring Garnacho, but I will acknowledge that we're looking at him. I will acknowledge that he's a name on a list. And
Madueke is lazy journalism. Madueke is lazy journalism because what happened was last year we spoke to you guys about Madueke thinking you were willing to let him go instead of Sterling, which never ended up materializing. And then guess what? That was linked by Matt Law. Then the next one, Duncan Castle said Arsenal have Jackson as one of the players on their list, meaning absolutely nothing.
No, I just said he's a name on a list. That's all I said. He's a name that you're monitoring and he's on your list. But in terms of on the list,
literally, I don't believe it's a name anywhere near the top of the list that will actually materialize.
Okay, but here's the thing. Can I just make one statement?
You're looking at him, and you're interested in the transfer, not as a number one or as a number two, but someone that you could potentially consider.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
that's really
Garnacho's on the thumbnail. Like we all know, that's not number one choice for Chelsea, but he's on.
And also, Bell, you're a fraud for doing that again, bro.
No, but they actually bid for Garnacho.
I actually made the thumbnail.
They've actually bid for Garnacho.
No, they didn't bid for Garnacho. Did you?
They bid for Garnacho in January, didn't they?
No, we didn't.
They didn't bid.
Okay, I'm sorry, my mistake.
Anyway, actually, we are going to start by talking about Chelsea for a change, because every time we start, I feel like with Arsenal or another club. Big up to you, Adu says Lewis had Troops rattled over Noni, bro. I saw that earlier on. And the thing is, like, Lewis is 100% correct. The problem is, he was just refusing to acknowledge that he's even on the list. You get me? Like, that's the thing. He's just, bro,
I don't want to think about it because of the Berta hype.
Bro,
you can't be hyping Berta and then saying Noni Madueke is on your list.
Listen, Liverpool want Isak.
He's using everyone.
Listen, Liverpool want Isak. Guess what? Nkunku's on the list.
I'm with you.
He's on the list, Yani. The list is the list. Anyway, speaking of lists, Chelsea announced Joao Pedro. Gittins is going to be next as well, it looks like. But
Gittins already done.
Yeah, Gittins is done.
Yeah. So let me just share the news. This is the Joao Pedro tweet. Joao Pedro to Chelsea, here we go. Agreement done. £50 million. And he's going to travel for the Club World Cup. So that's the first part. And just for the Chelsea fans on the chat, they go like, why do you make up all this shit about... I never make up stuff. Here you go. Literally today, 30th June, literally like, 4 hours ago. Chelsea are in touch with Manchester United over a potential deal to sign Alejandro Garnacho. So yeah, don't make up news, guys. I just report it. That's it. Anyway.
Honestly, a full article, though, because have we actually started speaking again, or is it just another name on a list thing?
Well, I don't know.
I'll have to check. I'll check. I'll find out.
Yeah, but anyway, let me know what you think first of Joao Pedro, because he's the big thing that got announced this week.
I preferred him as the versatile forward option that we were looking for over Ekatike, because I just thought it was a lot more money spent on someone who also isn't really as proven. And also, like, Pedro at least can play on the wing as well. So for 55 million-ish, I do think it's a little bit much for someone who I don't know whether he's going to like walk in immediately to the team or be a competitive option off the bench. But I do like the player. I do think it's another great dribbler, another great progressor for us. And I think him dropping deep and like facilitating for the likes of a Gittins or a likes of Delap would actually be really good for us. Also, because of how good he is like progressively through his dribbles as well, it could also be a potential option for us against low blocks. He's a bit better in the air as well. So I don't mind it. Like, I see the vision behind it. It's just another player that's not really as proven, so I ain't going to try and get too gassed about it. But I'm fine with the signing. Fine with the signing, personally. I think it's a good move for us. It makes, like, I understand it a bit more than, like, Gittins, because Gittins is, again, not as proven. But Gittins, I get the profile, at least.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there could be a little bit of link-up through there. Like, he also could help us play, like, two up top as well, because that's something Maresca's been looking to try as well. And then that would allow us to push Palmer a bit further to the right-hand side as well, because it would mean that Gittins and Joao Pedro would be on the left side, and you have Delap and Palmer cooking on the right. So, all in all, I'm fine with the transfer.
I think one of the biggest things is that it just pretty much confirms that Jackson's going to be sold, right? Because now you've gotten Joao Pedro, you have Delap in there as well. Joao Pedro could play as that 9. Would you play him in the 10 and put Palmer on the right, as like a right winger?
In one of the 10 roles, wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it, but maybe you could also look at a 4-2-2 as well, because that's something we've tried over the Club World Cup as well. And I think that's another option. But like Joao Pedro gives us the opportunity to try a lot of different things. True. Which we'll probably see throughout like the end of the Club World Cup too, because another good thing is that will join us by Saturday. He probably won't be match fit because he hasn't played in a while. So I'll probably only see him off the bench.
I've been hearing like a lot of people say you've spent so much money on Brighton players and stuff like that. I mean, bar Sanchez, every other Brighton player has been one of your better players. Like,
yeah, and we definitely overpaid, but like when they've performed to the level they have, don't care. Like, I'll give him another 10, 15 million for Caicedo. I have no problem with that. Same thing with Cucurella. Sanchez, like, forget it, but everything else, all right.
Yeah, true. No, I think Joao Pedro's a good player. I think he's going to add a lot for Chelsea for sure. But is that your striker department or forward, like, that position department done now? So is that...
We're still going to look at one more forward, which I'm hoping is Kudus. But I'm hearing that'll only happen if Noni gets sold. So again, I need Arsenal to, just very quickly.
We got you Garnacho as well, man. The Garnacho news doesn't make sense to me because you've now signed Gittins. So why Garnacho?
I really don't think we go and get Garnacho now.
It just makes no sense
that's
to me.
Over with. Like, I'm so relaxed about the whole Garnacho situation. Hassan will bring up the links later. I genuinely don't care because I just don't think he's going to be a Chelsea player. Like, if we can get Kudus in, and Noni goes, big up. I do think he'll get better at his next club as well. It's not a you're always going to be shit thing, but he can go for the right price tag. We've got enough wingers, and Kudus is such a massive upgrade in that position. You don't even need to talk about it. Like, just bring Kudus in. Find a way to get through that release clause, or like wait till the 10th of July or something. But if you get him, and like Fielder says as well, if we can get the sense to go and get Mike Mignon, that might be a team that I'm thinking could go and do something. Because like now you've got a bit of leadership within the team. Now you've upgraded in goal. You've lost so many positions, so many points in. That could be the difference maker in our season.
Well, sorry, you said do what specifically? You think you can challenge or win the league?
Next season, I want to contend for the league. I've been saying this. Otherwise, it's not serious. It's year 4. We should be contending for the league. Kudus and Mignon are signings that would get me to a point where I think, okay, cool, maybe we can contend now. And it's not just me demanding something that I need to see if they can get.
What's your centre-back pairing going to be?
I still want to get one more centre-back as well, but it'll probably end up being Chalobah and Colwill. Or Fofana and Colwill when he's back. Yeah, Fofana and Colwill. That's what it'll be.
Hey, I think
if Fofana didn't rush himself back in January, he'd be fit now. So
I think João Pedro would have been a good signing for anybody. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad signing for Chelsea. I think he's a good player. It's just where you're going to play him. That's the question. Are you going to use him as a jack of all trades, play him in the left, play him in the right, play him up top, and just have him all over the place? Or is he going to have a set position? How do all your players fit in the jigsaw puzzle? Because to me, it just seems like you're buying a bunch of players who could be starters or could be backups. I don't know if any of them are really of the caliber to be week in, week out difference makers to take you to that top level. But at the same time, they're all young and they have the scope to become difference makers. So I'm not even going to hate. I think Chelsea, eventually, they're going to get it right because they're just continuously throwing money at the problem. And eventually, they're going to get it right. I'm not even coming from a place of jealousy. It's just facts. These guys are eventually going to get another superstar for 50 to 40 million. And that could be Gittins, that could be Delap, that could be João Pedro. We don't know. One thing we do know is they've spent 140 million on 3 players who I don't really view as of that caliber to make a massive difference for them yet. It just seems like they have to do the development and continue to develop this team to a level where those players can get to the level where you want it to go to.
Thing is, I think, and I'll say this, by the way, guys, Vator is on his way. Jacob, I think, is a bit sick, but look, I'm going to be honest with you. I stated this on my pre-recorded video about Chelsea, and I stick by this right now. I think Chelsea are cooking. I think they're cooking right now in the transfer window. I think João Pedro is a fantastic footballer. If there's one player in the Premier League that reminds me of Roberto Firmino 2.0, it's João Pedro. Like, I really like João Pedro. I rate him.
High praises.
It is. I would have taken him at my own club. Even you go look at the stats meet the eye test. Listen, if you're expecting João Pedro to score 25 goals next season, then he's the wrong player you're looking at because he's not the type of player to score 25 goals. But there is something that Chelsea fans, a lot of them, I don't know who mentioned it, who didn't, but I certainly mentioned it, which is last season, one of the problems that Chelsea faced was breaking down low blocks. This was one of the biggest problems. And João Pedro's creativity, João Pedro's passing ability, João Pedro's ability to drop deep allows them to do that. And João Pedro offers you options, meaning you could play João Pedro on the 10, Palmer on the right. You could play João Pedro up top if you're like away at Manchester City. You could do so many different things. Like as a footballer, he's the total package. His finishing ability needs to get better. His goal scoring needs to get better. No one can deny this. But as a passer of the football, as a dribbler of the football, as a player who drops deep and collects the ball, he's someone that does all that type of stuff. And at the end of the day, you need someone to facilitate for these forwards, like the likes of Delap, the likes of Jackson. I know that maybe some people are saying like they might get rid of him or whatever, but the likes of Delap, the likes of Jackson, even the wingers that the Chelsea have. I think the one thing that, you know, is still an unknown asset is Gittins. I think Gittins is a raw talent. Like for me personally, I think he's an upgrade on Sancho. I'm sorry, you're never going to catch me rating Jadon Sancho. I'm not a fan of Jadon Sancho at all. I think he went like 5-6 games without even shooting. He didn't even shoot at the goal for like 5-6 games, bro. Shout out troops, but you get me. I don't rate Sancho on the football.
He did it when it mattered.
It is what it is. Point is, at the end of the day, look, I think Chelsea are doing really well in the transfer window right now. But, caveat, Egal is smart for asking who's the centre-back partnership next season. Because the defense needs improving. I think you need one certified centre-back. I mean, Liverpool are looking at Guehi. I don't know what the situation is with Chelsea, but you could use someone with that type of leadership, with that type of experience, you know, someone who's proven. I don't know if Chelsea are going to go out there and sign someone like that. And by the way, just another thing with the João Pedro thing, just quickly, I forgot to touch on. Chelsea fans need to deep this because I see some Chelsea fans crying as well in the chat. I don't know how I'm more positive about your own club than you, but anywho.
Oh, don't worry, get used to it.
It's mad. I think the Chelsea situation is the following as well for next season, which people aren't deeping. With all due respect, you're not playing FC Noah anymore. You're playing Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Bayern, PSG, the best of the best. Now, this gives you options. Wednesday night, I'm going away to Real Madrid. I'm going to play a bit more defensive. Joao Pedro, you're going to be up top this time. The Sunday after that, I play Brentford at home. I'm going to go Joao Pedro and Delap together. The Tuesday after that, I'm in the Carabao Cup. Nicholas Jackson, go on, get some confidence. Like, it's just options, you know? So I really like what Chelsea are doing, but I'm waiting to see what more they do in the transfer window. I think one of the biggest mistakes that Chelsea could do this summer is not buy a goalkeeper. I think that's the biggest fuck you to all the Chelsea fans. It's the biggest fuck you to all the football fans. You're trying to insult our intelligence and act like, oh my God, Robert Sanchez won us 9 points. Yes, he did. Yes, he saved the penalty against Bournemouth. He was fucking unbelievable at home to Forest. He had many good games. But I'll tell you this based on experience. You don't know who had many good games for Liverpool? Loris Karius. And then we got Alisson through the door. And then we're like, shit, this is like next level animal. A great goalkeeper saves you about 10 to 15 points every single season. You want to know perfect proof of it? Forget anyone currently active. Ask Shik right now, prime David De Gea, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, how many times he saved United's ass in games. And Chelsea need that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I 100% agree. You've got to go ahead and address the defense as well. Like, in terms of the attack, they've got great squad depth. Like, I remember a lot of the conversations last year, a little bit around January, was like, you know, we have to wait until Jackson gets back. I think getting Jackson back would improve Palmer a little bit more, getting him a striker, all of that. I think because of the competitions that you're in this year, obviously more games and better competition, you needed to address the attack and you need to get more squad depth. But yeah, the whole goalkeeper situation is absolutely hilarious to me, because how do you go from wanting to buy a goalkeeper and then all of a sudden you make a U-turn saying that all our goalkeepers are good enough and we're just going to keep who we have? We're just not going to probably go for a goalkeeper at all.
Lied.
1 second, before we get back to the goalkeeper.
But the one thing with the defense as well, I just want to say, I agree that we do need like a standout world-class centre-back, but let's acknowledge that. Let's also acknowledge that it was the 3rd best defence in the league last season, and they improved massively towards the back end of the campaign as well. So I just want to add that in there as well. Although I do agree, I do want a bit of a level raiser in there as well. They all did get better. They all got better towards the end of the season.
That's why we're saying it, Lewis, so you can take a step forward.
Yeah, and
yeah, no, I agree. I'm saying it as well, but like, I don't want it to be like these other centre backs are bums and everything, because no, they're not.
Who would you take as a centre back?
Oh, honestly, people hate the affordable option, I think, but I'd go and bring Christensen back. Barcelona are trying to sell him his experience, and he fucking balls out 9 times out of 10. So I'd bring him in. Mark Guehi would be a nice option as well, especially seeing as you lot are getting him for 30 million. Because like that's something that we definitely could try and like go against you with. I'm not saying Bastoni in the chat is a dream, but that's not going to happen.
Guys,
Bastoni's going to cost way too much.
Guys, we need to stop. We need to stop with this shit, guys. I promise you, as someone who has done Bastoni to Liverpool content for 4 years in a row, I gave up. Like, khalas, just put the fries in the bag. The guy is not leaving Italy. Guys, there are 2 players, Bastoni and Barella. They're both not leaving Inter. Just give it up. If he becomes available, I promise you there's going to be like 15 clubs in Europe who want him. But he's not available. The Mark Guehi thing, I agree with you, because he actually brings leadership to the table as well, which is something that Chelsea need. But, I think there are 2 good shouts in the chat. Number 1, Branthwaite from Everton. Number 2,
we are linked with him as well.
Scalvini. You see, one thing about Scalvini is, I think there were 2 centre-backs to come out to Italy that were unbelievable. And that's Scalvini and Buongiorno. Buongiorno went to Napoli and ended up winning the league. But I really rate Scalvini. I think he's actually a fantastic defender, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I think Chelsea now just
How old is Scalvini?
I swear he's 26, no? 25?
Because Chelsea have a policy of signing younger players. They might not go out and spend the money necessary for a 26 or 27-year-old centre-back.
He's 21, actually. Oh, he's 21.
Okay, so there you go.
He's 21. He is 21. Antonio Silva's a good shout, Dins, but he does play in the Portuguese league as a centre-back. He's very highly rated, but I'm iffy on him still.
You know something, though? Can we talk about Chelsea's attack quickly? Sometimes having too many players in the same position can ruin certain players' confidence, have them off form. Like we've seen, Chelsea had Joao Felix, Nkunku, Pedro, friggin' Mudryk, all these guys. And it's like sometimes having all these guys can become a negative because you'll have players on decent wages. You have players that you think can be squad depth, but this is no longer the Conference League. You can't put out 11 of players who are not going to be playing in the Premier League. You're going to have a lot of your best players playing in both competitions, and you might not necessarily be able to play all those attackers in all those games. It is going to get to a point where it's
in
like
the Champions League as well probably means the quality of the depth would have to improve too.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Joao Pedro. I rate Joao Pedro. I don't know too much about Gittins to say he's bad or not, but it does get to a point where you say to yourself, what's going to happen to the rest of the guys? You're going to have to shift out a bunch of them, and we'll see if you do shift them out for decent wages or not. But you still have Sterling on the books. You still have Nkunku. You still have Mudryk's going to be on there. Unfortunately for you guys, that's a sad event what's happened there. The rest of the situation is,
now he's been charged.
I'm looking at your attack and I'm just saying your attack is good, but on paper, let's see how it all meshes, how everyone plays together, and what ends up happening to some of these guys. Because you can have players that look really good but might not perform as well when they're not playing week in, week out, and they're utilized more as a bench.
Who are you thinking of specifically with that?
I'm looking at Joao Pedro. I'm saying to myself, he comes to Chelsea and he's more of a bit part player. Can you rely on him the same way that you would have relied on him as Brighton?
I mean, like, if you think of Brighton, he got 16 goals and assists from only 23 starts. So he weren't really starting, like, continuously for them.
But he's still playing consistently.
Yeah, but, like, it's not like
look at Nkunku.
Out. It's like 2/3 of the season, if anything.
Look at Nkunku.
So, I mean, like,
how many Premier League games did Nkunku play last season?
Let me have a look. I'd assume
I'm just saying,
around
Chelsea have always had, for the last couple of years, I've watched Chelsea. They've always had a plethora of attackers, and there's always been a couple of players that we thought at the beginning of the season were going to be a big part of the team. They've seen themselves.
Yeah, 27 league games.
All right, fair enough. How many of those are starts?
How many of the starts? Yeah, I don't think it's a lot of starts though. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to find out. How many are starts?
I don't think it's a lot of like starts.
Just think about it, guys. Just think about it. For the last couple of years, they've been saying Chelsea's attack squad depth is cooking. We've seen the images of all the players. Last season, similar thing. A couple of years ago, when they had Lukaku, Havertz, and all these guys, they were saying their squad depth is there in the attack. And every year, something ends up happening where some of those guys, where we come into the season thinking they're much better than they actually are, end up performing to a certain level where it's like they're not as good as we actually think they are.
You know, Texas Blue. Let me call out someone, please. Let me please call out someone. I'm gonna call out Texas Blue. Look, I think you've been big mad recently. I know you're a supporter of myself and Lewis as well. You even support us like with super chats and stuff, but you're a fraud. I'll tell you why you're a fraud. When we're propping Joao Pedro, by the way, no one's mentioning goal scoring. Even when I spoke my segment on Joao Pedro just now, I mentioned his footballing ability. You need to understand something, Texas Blue. Chelsea's problem this season was unlocking low blocks. One of the biggest problems that Chelsea faced this year. If I put Joao Pedro in the 10 behind the striker, and I have Cole Palmer on the right, I just increased my chances of breaking that low block by 50%, 40% at least. Yes, he might not help you directly by scoring a goal himself, but there are other aspects of football. Also, and I'm calling you out on your hypocrisy here as a Chelsea fan. How dare you mention penalty goals when 2 years ago didn't Cole Palmer score 9 penalty goals? Penalty goals are penalty goals, my friend. Penalty goals are goals. You have to put them in the back of the net. You ask Alvaro Morata. Last 10 penalties he took, he missed half of them. Penalties are you have to be a really good penalty taker to score them. Salah last 10 penalties he scored 9, missed 1, I think. So you have to be a very good penalty taker. Saka during the run and missed a penalty. Scoring penalties is important. It's an important trait to have. And when I'm talking about Joao Pedro, listen, I'm sick of this guy. I'm gonna bring it up right now. Here you go. Because I hate when people act like I'm crazy. Yeah, I told you about his footballing ability, right? From my eye test. Let's look at it statistically, Habibi. Let's see. Do the numbers match what Hussam is saying or not? Do they match or no? Here. Okay, goal scoring. 10 goals in 27, 6 of them penalties, fairs. His goal scoring ability. By the way, you can see it even here. See? This is the red area. Non-penalty goals, non-penalty XG, shots total. It's all in the red. Now watch this turn into green immediately. Watch. See? This is compared to attacking midfielders and wingers in the entirety of Europe, by the way. Look at this. Assists, expected goals, shot creating action, passes attempted, progressive passes, progressive carries. We're talking about someone here as a footballer. We're not talking about him as a goal scorer. If you told me Joao Pedro is not that good goal scorer, I would agree with you. 100% you are right. But I'm saying as a footballer, though. As a footballer. That's my point. So.
This is something you can improve on too, because you're going to be putting better players around him as well. I think that's one big conversation as well, that you're going to be having the likes of Palmer, the midfielders, the wingers that you're going to have around him. It's something that you can improve. And yeah, like I completely agree. I think it's more about the link up play, the different positions that you can use him in, squad depth overall, prem proven, all these type of things. Like I think that's really what the big talking point about Joao.
I'm thinking like that this relies heavily on how Jamie Gittins' end product is, because his thing is that he's a great 1v1 dribbler and he's always going to force those situations. He's not like Sancho will just slow down the game and not really take them on. The first thing he's going to do is try and find a way to take on his man. So if he can work on his end product, the link-up play between him and Joao Pedro is going to be something that's fucking dangerous. But it all depends on Gittins.
I'm not going to say that you
is
don't
Joao
need
Pedro
a
right winger
scorer, like
for you or a striker?
No, he'd be playing on the left side. If anything, not the right. Yeah, Pedro would be playing around the left side.
I thought Gittins was on the left.
Yeah, Gittins left winger, and Pedro would be playing around the left 10.
No, that's not what he's asking. He's saying where will he start on the pitch?
Where would he start? So he's a 10.
Yeah, 10 or left wing. 10 or left wing, one or the other, depending on if we use.
I think he starts 10 or 9.
I have concerns
because
I rated Nkunku highly before he came to Chelsea, and I feel like he was never utilized to his strengths. And maybe based on how you're speaking right now, I have concerns that you guys are going to utilize Joao Pedro to his strengths. Because to me, it doesn't seem like you have an idea exactly what you're going to do with him. Because I'm hearing some people saying they're going to play him the 10. Some people telling me they're going to play him in the right wing. Some people telling me they're playing him striker. And it's a similar situation. Similar situation with Joao Felix.
As a versatile forward, we were told we were going to get one of those.
Similar situation with Nkunku. Similar situation with Joao Felix. Similar situation with him. Similar situation with Kai Havertz. I've seen this story before at Chelsea, where you have a player who can play in so many positions, and it kind of comes out to being he might not be perfect for either one.
He might not. He might be.
But I rate Joao Felix. I think he's a good player. He'll probably figure it out. But I don't know how you guys.
Maresca never even wanted Felix. That was just forced. He didn't want him. He wanted on Rodion.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like you look at him, he's like the most selfish 10 out there. So like he's his own problem in there. He's got tech. He don't pass.
There should be expectation of Joao Pedro definitely scoring more goals, because I look at games like the Ipswich game, right? Ipswich away, I think what it was. You were creating chances, you were able to break them down, but it was really just, some players in front of goal who couldn't score some of the goals. And I've seen a lot of games where you've created enough chances to try to win the game. But it's the clinical part of it where I think you do need to have some sort of expectation from Joao Pedro, but something that he can improve on as a player. Again, it goes back to the conversation.
I'm going to have more of that expectation from Gittins. Because I'm expecting Pedro to be the facilitator. And it's Gittins that I'm saying needs to, the output's my question mark with him. Because his IQ isn't necessarily great from what I've heard from Dortmund fans. So if his IQ and his decision-making improves, and him linking up with Joao Pedro on the left-hand side is going to be that's going to be dangerous. Because he'll either drop further back from playing 2 up top, or just play around the 10 role.
Yeah.
But it's him and it's the lap as well, because he's also going to be facilitating the lap too. They're going to be the ones that I think we rely on in terms of getting output.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know how good the lap's going to be. Let's see.
We'll see. I'll score Jackson at Ipswich, so I expect him to do better with 4 times.
I rate the lap.
You look at some of the
The
chances
only one that I
Jackson's
don't rate,
had.
to be honest, from the ones Chelsea signed, is Gittins. I'm just because that one he's
an unknown a little bit.
He's so young. Yeah. He's just not. He's just he could have a suddenly explosion, and have an explosive season and score 14 goals from the wing. But if I'm in Chelsea's place, even if I want to sign Gittins, I'd go sign Lookman. I'd sound someone like that, goal scorer, just someone who put the ball in the back of the net. I'll be honest with you. I asked Chelsea fans this, I think, a week ago. I asked them, would you rather have a winger with like 0 tech who scores 15 goals or a winger with all the tech in the world who scores like 6-7 goals? They all chose the goal scorer because they know they just need goals right now. So that's the thing. Like it's not no one gives a fuck about dribbling any of that shit for your wingers because you need goal scorers.
No. We need the dribbling from there as well. We need both.
I hear you, but now
it's Sancho, innit? He just weren't taking on his man enough.
And that's what it is. I was just going to get to that. Is that the big problem for them last year was that left-hand side. Sancho not taking on players. Sancho not having some sort of end product. You said to Yusuf Hossam that you rate Gittins over Sancho. I mean, I like Sancho as a player. I just don't think the Premier League is probably what's for him. Can he go to a different league and do well? Yeah. But now you're looking to get someone like Gittins. I think you can expect more on that left-hand side from what Sancho was producing last year. And that itself is a plus. It's a plus if he does take on players. It's a plus if he does have some sort of end product to his game. And that's also something, it's an unknown, but it's again to that fact that like the opinion of, can he do better than what Sancho was providing on that left-hand side? Because their left-hand side last season was at times non-existent. And I think like Gittins could be better. Definitely. 100%. But it's
okay. Before we move on to Arsenal, let me just read these 3 super chats and we'll move on to talk about Eze and shit like this. Big up everyone on the panel is what Corey says. Is this the same Corey that goes on Sarkan City TV?
No, I think so.
Yeah, same Corey. Yeah.
Shik, was he was on a panel with you,
He's
right?
been on my channel, Bear Times, too.
I've been on a show with him on Sunshine's channel. He does American Waffle.
He does Arsenal content.
He's the guy, he does American Waffle.
American Waffle with TJ.
Yo, Corey, can you reach out to me, please? I want to get you on the channel someday. Please reach out to me. Snapchat, add me on
You want me to give him your number?
Yeah, or give him my number. Yalla. Just message me, yeah? Big up Corey, man. I think this guy knows ball to an extent, Corey. You fraud. Big up to Beans on Toast who says Egal speaks nothing but the truth. Damn, Egal getting some love right now. Let's fucking go.
That's my shooter right there.
Let's go. Big up Egal. Arteta's a genius. He will buy all the good center backs. Why do you like this, Vator? Like, just fucking Ben said this. Can you do the Vator games?
Vator games. Yeah.
Please do it. Please do it. Please do it right now.
No, the audio.
No,
you audio. Where's
the fucking
audio?
sound effect. I'm so disappointed in you.
I did it. You didn't hear it?
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't hear it.
What's going on here?
Technical difficulties, man.
Well, let me try again.
Still didn't work.
Yeah. Wallahi, we didn't hear it.
All right, I gotta fix it. Throw me backstage.
Yeah,
let me work on this backstage. Throw me backstage.
Like, imagine if a WWE superstar.
That's for Vator. What an L, man.
Like WWE wrestler comes out, but his music.
Tomato.
Tomatoes in the chat. Tomatoes right now. You fraud. Everyone's booing you. We wanted that so bad.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
You gotta know.
Yeah, target neutralized. Like that's the best one.
You fraud! Everyone spam L's in the chat for this fraud right here. Big up to Red Indian says Arteta's a genius. He will buy all the good center backs so the other team's defense is weak, so his strikers will score loads of goals. Agree? Yeah, but I don't know what weakening Valencia's center back situation is going to do.
That's clearly a Liverpool fan making a joke.
Yeah, of course he is. Hey, big up Liverpool fans.
Strikers will score a lot of goals. What strikers are we talking about? What striker?
Big up to Texas Blue. See, finally he hears my point on Joao Pedro. See, I love when someone is not stubborn. I explained myself. Now he take a step back and he's like, wow. Hossam is not this guy. You know what? Yesterday he accused me. He's like, I see. First of all, let me read it. Big up Hossam. Totally hear you on Pedro. Hope it works out for us. Thanks for the great content. Thank you for the super chat number 1. This is what this fraud comment yesterday. I see what you're doing, Hossam. You're building up Chelsea so you can tear us down. And I'm like, bro. At the start of the window, I said I take Joao Pedro at Liverpool. So now Chelsea signed him. I'm supposed to go like, oh, he's shit. I like the player, yahi. There is video evidence of me on Kopish, me and Drifty agreeing. Like, I like Joao Pedro, man. I think that guy's a fucking phenomenal footballer. Genuinely, he reminds me of Firmino. That's the thing that I
taken Nkunku at Liverpool before he went to Chelsea.
I would have. And guess what? Nkunku would have had me. Lewis, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Nkunku would have had me in a better position than Darwin Núñez. Okay? Let's not even go there.
Say what you want to say. I'm just saying you still can.
Egal, you can allow the bullshit all you want. Had Liverpool signed Nkunku in the last 2 years, we'd won more. I promise you.
How many game winners did Darwin Núñez have last year?
Stupid bastard playing up top. Fucking useless. The day that he leaves, wallah, I'm going to celebrate like no
He
other.
won the
I'm so
league by
tired
10
of
points. He got you at
after.
least 6 of those.
Don't worry, Hassan.
Name
I've
the
been
6.
there, man.
Name
I've
the
been
6. I dare you. Name
I
the
think
6.
Southampton.
Was it Brentford?
Southampton, Salah scored 2 penalties. What Southampton, Habibi?
Brentford. Was it Brentford? You scored the winner.
I don't know.
Brentford, he scored the
Yeah.
winner. Yes,
I
that's
don't
it.
know the other game. I can't remember.
Oh wow, he won me 3 points. In the words of Lewis, how many points did he lose me?
I don't know. Let me go find out.
Oh, let me go find out. You fraud. That's why you are fraud.
Hey, but Egal, if you need
That's
a,
why
yeah,
you
you're
throw
talking about.
fraud around a
That's
lot.
why you're
Egal, but if
smiling.
you're talking about a
Listen, you ain't
striker
gonna
who's
do
winning
no
the
damn
league.
Nunes prop around here, bro. Allow it, bro.
No,
Egal, if you're
Darwin
talking
Nunes
about-
deserves some respect. He did win you
You signed
games. He
him.
did win you games.
Yeah, you sign him.
Brother,
If he's a striker
he
who won
won
the league,
us
you sign
one
him.
game
The
per
Bournemouth
season.
game. The Bournemouth game. He scored the first goal. No,
Wow, he scored the first goal in a 3-0
Aston
win.
Villa.
We
he buried the
totally would
game,
have
no?
lost that game. Aston Villa, yes. Aston Villa, Salah was through on goal and he was gonna score. The player fouled him, should have been sent off. Nunes takes the ball, scored.
No, I've
Okay,
seen that
Brentford,
comp
he
of
scored
Nunes
both
where he
goals.
hits the
Yeah,
post,
Brentford,
like,
we
all the
gave him
time.
credit
I've
already.
literally seen that comp of Nunes where he hits the post.
Okay, and then
like,
the other
so-
Southampton game.
No,
Goal
we're not
and an
hearing it,
assist.
mate. Ya Habibi, what other South? Ya Habibi, Salah scored 2 penalties.
Southampton at home. 3-1
Yeah, Salah scored
victory.
2 penalties.
Goal
We were
and
1
assist.
down.
Who set him up?
How can you set up a penalty?
No, he got an assist in that game.
No, bro, this is fake website because Salah scored 2 penalties that game.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, fuck Nunes anyway. Top Reds will just blame Josh if we come second again. Hey, the Arsenal section is next. Netweed, strap your seatbelt on. Big up to Netweed who says Vator, this is late but still beat Arteta to a Premier League is what Netweed is saying. I'm so disappointed we didn't hear Vator games. So disappointed. A child born in 2004 can now drink his sorrow away, is what Papa Bear is saying. Hey, man, I wish I became a footballer, wallahi. My parents lied to me. They're like, Zidane studied in university. I'd been cooking for Jordanian national team right now, make history. First ever Jordanian team qualify World Cup. Wallahi, I would have been so proud. You get me? But unfortunately, my parents lied to me. And then I started smoking. I became really fat. And then I lost all the weight. And now I talk about football. Life works in mysterious ways, mate. You get
Chills.
What would your position be? Where would you play?
I think if I ever made it pro, I would have probably been like a DM or a striker. I was not blessed with pace, but up here, I would have been the Joao Pedro. You get me? That's what I would have been for the team. Either that or like I was really good at goal scoring, and I was very good at heading ability. His sorrow of your bum club finishing second again is what Papa Bear is saying.
What would everyone have been? Because I would have been either left winger or left back.
I'd be a cam, a 10. I'd be a 10. I still play every now and then, and I play in the midfield.
So you're in the middle.
Yeah, I play 10, 8.
I'll play up top, bruv.
Brother, we saw you attempt the Roberto Carlos thing. Allow it.
That was. I'm not left-footed, okay?
Why did you try to attempt it with that?
Because the whole thing was that we had to do is France free kick. So it was a fucking Trivella with your left foot. It was doomed from the start. It was never gonna look good.
All right, that looked terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Guys, what's happened to football content nowadays? If you have a positive opinion of someone you're twerking, so next now it's working.
That worked.
So,
yeah.
So next section, we're gonna talk about Eze to Arsenal. I'm supposed to say Eze is shit, so I'm not twerking. I mean, what is wrong with you guys, bro? Why do you guys like this?
Oh yeah, they
you
don't
can
like
praise a player that's going to a rival.
You're twerking for them.
You ask what Lewis. You ask Lewis. I've been telling him from the start. I don't rate Gittins that highly. Yani. I'm not a Gittins guy. You get me? But I rate Joao Pedro, so I said that. So no one's twerking. You get me? Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video.
If you would have said last summer that you don't think Chelsea made a good signing with Shrewsbury Hall, they would have called you a hater. But now that he had a season where it's like he wasn't the main man or didn't really step up, Chelsea fans are still looking to maybe move him on. Would you move him on this window?
I don't mind him as just dependable depth. Like I still respect him for his work in the UCL this campaign. He's been decent for us off the bench throughout the run-in and in the Club World Cup. I just don't mind him just being here.
Hey, at the end of the day, these are just our opinions, and if it goes right,
exactly.
if it goes wrong, people are not going to give you credit. They're not going to retroactively look back at it and say you're right. They're going to look back at it and say you're wrong, though. When you're wrong,
that's why you have to tell them when you were correct, bruv.
I wouldn't been.
No one else is going to say it.
That's the thing. That's why I called out Arsenal fans on my pre-record, because I feel like Arsenal fans are the one that do it. Like it is what it is.
Pedro
when you say Brighton bum, learn your history. Firmino came from Hoffenheim. You can rate players when they're at shit clubs. Anyway, guys,
Van Dijk came from Southampton.
Yeah.
Who?
These guys making fun of small clubs. Van Dijk came from Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't say that stuff. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Guys, you're all talking about Joao Pedro conversion rate. We have 1,100 people in here. We're not even like 300 likes yet. You're worse than Joao Pedro. You're all Hoylands. You're all Nunez's in the chat. You're all frauds. Hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel. Every single one of you guys right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And let's move on to talk about Arsenal. You get me? This is the rundown on. This is the rundown on I'll bring it up. I promise. Let me just because I have them like lined up. So let me just show it, and then I promise I'm going to show yours. Just give me 1 second. So this is just the latest because once again people accuse us of making up. Like, why are you talking about? We're literally just reporting news. Arsenal have made contact with Eberechi Eze's camp over the weekend. Contacts are taking place for Crystal Palace star, with Arsenal informed on the deal conditions. Spurs also remain keen on Eze, and this is the thing that Lewis wants to share. Justin from Goldberg CFC. Arsenal want Eze and Noni Madueke. Arteta likes Noni. According to him, his sources are very reliable for this.
So yeah, this is just from Alex Goldberg. Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta would like Noni Madueke. So
there you go.
Just wanted to throw that one in there as a breaking news. Just from a couple minutes ago from his live stream. And he calls it bird
Egal,
food.
talk to me about... also, by the way, I didn't bring up the tweet, but since we last spoke, Egal, Arsenal signed Norgaard and even linked to the Mosquera. So just talk to me about Arsenal in general. Egal, take it away.
I don't want nothing to do with Noni Madueke. If we sign that guy, honestly, I'll be so annoyed. As for Eze, I think Eze is a quality player, and nobody can tell me Eze is not a quality player. What he's been able to do at Crystal Palace, just being able to be a clutch player, a difference maker for Palace on a regular basis, helping them win the FA Cup, scoring in the final, semi-final, showing up in good moments in the Premier League against top opposition on a regular basis. I think he would be a quality player also. Now, the main thing is, if you missed the tweet below it, they mentioned that Rodrigo is still one of the main targets. Obviously, Anthony Gordon's a target, but it doesn't mean we're going to get Anthony Gordon. It looks like he's going to probably stay at Newcastle. And if Rodrigo doesn't leave Real Madrid, then we're probably going to move for Eze. I personally think Rodrigo is a massive upgrade on the left wing, where Eze is going to be somebody who can come in and make a difference, but he's more likely not as big of a difference maker as Rodrigo. I still think Eze is a quality player. I'll take him. I wanted him as an alternative if we didn't get Rodrigo. So I'll be happy with either one. But this rumor is saying it's not Eze or Noni Madueke. It's both. If Noni Madueke is coming to Arsenal to ride on the bench and be a backup for Saka, if that's what they're choosing, I really don't want that. I'd rather just they play Trossard as a backup or Ethan as a backup to Saka rather than go get Noni Madueke. I don't think he's going to make any difference, and I don't want no more Chelsea rejects, man. Why are we going to go pay Chelsea 20 million or 30 million or however much money they want for Noni Madueke? You guys want 50 million. You can spend
well, we're going to look for around the 50 million.
You can spend that would be 100 million on Eze and Noni Madueke. Fuck that. Go get me Rodrigo and drop more money.
Is Egal actually disagreeing with an Arsenal signing here? What's going on?
Bro, I've always said it. I don't
want Arteta wants him.
I don't want this guy.
Arteta wants him, Egal. That's your logic.
I don't care what Arteta wants. If he wants Sesko, I want Gyökeres. At the end of the day, I'm keeping it real. I don't think Noni Madueke makes a difference for our squad depth. I think he's a terrible player. I think he's terrible in the final third. I think all he does is beat his man, and maybe if you want a player that's going to beat their man, give Ethan more run as a backup on the right wing. I don't want Noni Madueke anywhere near Arsenal Football Club. Same way, I don't want Jackson.
With Arteta.
Same way, I don't want Jackson anywhere near Arsenal Football Club. I think both Noni Madueke and Jackson are being linked to Arsenal conveniently by Chelsea journalists, and And let's see if there's any truth to behind this. Because once David Ornstein or Fabrizio or somebody
You're
else
telling me
like
about
that says,
how Goldberg is very refutable a few months ago with Jokeres.
hey, he also said Rodrigo's very high on Arsenal's list. He also said that what do you call it? Arsenal are further along in the Jokeres deal than everybody thinks, and we've not heard anything since. So I'm not disputing him that Arsenal maybe are looking at 90 Madueke, but hey, it is what it is.
I can't lie to you, Vator. You're doing what Marshall does. You need shorter sound effects. You can't have a sound effect for
that's too long.
seconds. Like you need a sound effect 3 seconds. Cricket noise 3 seconds, and then it's off. Oh, look, the makeup brushes in the chat. Big up, Gem.
Big up, Gem.
Pineapple, what's up?
Big up, big up.
Wow.
I call him makeup brush. Big up, man. You can use his hair to like put makeup
Wow.
on someone's face. Big up to you, my guy, Gem. What does this even mean? Big up, everyone. Loki, Egal is a mouth breather. Everyone breathes from their mouth.
No.
Like, how is that an insult or something? Like, oh, look, you
he's
breathe.
basically saying he's basically saying I got like Cole Palmer face or something.
What?
Cole Palmer's a mouth breather?
You know that jaw thing? The mouth breather.
That's not
Harry,
why.
thank you for always supporting,
I've
but we're
never heard that
all
before,
going to need an
too.
Cole
explanation.
Palmer didn't deserve that stray.
He
That
does.
was
By the way,
messed up.
Well, what did he
Egal,
do
you
to
did
you?
not, Egal, you did not touch on Norgaard or Mosquera.
Oh, those
Sorry?
are big. Those
What?
are big.
Norgaard and Mosquera, since we last spoke.
Okay.
big signings.
First things first.
Big
Norgaard.
signings?
Yeah.
Norgaard is a backup DM. Like, what are we doing? People are overreacting with the whole Norgaard signing. I think it's a decent signing. I think it's calm. There's no need to really stress about that. I think people are more stressed about the fact that Thomas Partey is leaving, but Zubimendi is the guy who's coming in to be the Thomas Partey replacement. Norgaard's coming in to be the Jorginho replacement. We got 2 in, 2 out. Really and truly, at the end of the day, I'm not too stressed about that. I do think our midfield probably didn't get any better. Actually, Norgaard to Jorginho is better, but we don't know how much better we've gotten from Partey to Zubimendi yet. So we'll wait and see before we start coming to conclusions saying we've gotten worse or we've gotten better. But really, at worst, I think we stayed the same. Best case scenario, we've gotten better because Norgaard offers us more legs than Jorginho. And I do think people are kind of overblowing this whole Norgaard signing. If we were to have signed Norgaard after we've already signed a striker and a left winger, I think less people would be upset about it. But the fact that we're doing it before we've gone and spent all our big money on the needle movers, people are quite upset. They're antsy. They need those big signings coming in through the door. They see Liverpool making big signings, Man City making multiple big signings, seeing Chelsea making splashing the cash over 150 plus or over 140 plus on 3 players that are in the attack, and Arsenal, who need attackers, haven't made an attacking signing yet. So that's the main reason why there's this some people upset at this moment in time. But yeah, and the Mosquera deal, I think Mosquera is a quality young up and coming player. I've taken a deep dive into my Y Scout and looking at some people I trust on social media telling me what they think about the player just to see what the public opinion is. He's a very highly touted Spanish international center back, up and coming, 20 years old. He's 6'3". Guy's an absolute beast, and he's an understudy to Saliba, somebody who can see himself maybe pushing into that.
Sorry, did you just emphasize that he's 6'3"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because some center backs are quite short. Some center backs are like 5'11". Like Timber was a center back who's quite short, right?
Sandro Martinez is short.
Welcome to the Arsenal Cannons, the 31st NBA team.
Hey, listen, if you have a short center back,
and go out there grabbing rebounds, man.
If you have a short center back, nothing wrong with it.
Triple doubles.
Nothing wrong with it. But he can play left back.
Go Cannons, go!
I'm just saying. I mean, we've seen with Martinez, Lisandro Martinez at Manchester United. It does benefit having those extra inches of height when you're playing football at center back position.
One of the best center backs I ever saw was Cannavaro. He was fucking 5'9".
Hey, I'm just saying. Right now, Arsenal have a type that they're looking for when it comes to certain positions.
We know.
And overall, he has the ability to play the ball with his feet. He's coming from a Spanish background. He's really comfortable in possession. I think he could do a good job as a backup and maybe push his way into that starting team. In the case that any of our players get injured, we won't have to necessarily worry playing somebody out of position because we want to focus on keeping Ben White and Timber at
you know, Egal, I'm gonna call you out on something though. Let me call you out on one thing. Look,
What did I
here's
say?
the thing. Let me just be honest about one thing, right? I'm gonna just be completely honest about this.
Anyway.
I said this to Mo yesterday because Mo's like, I don't get why the Arsenal fans are crying and blah blah blah. And I give him a very valid point. Look, here's the thing with this Arsenal situation. Arteta comes out in a press conference and says, I want 3 forwards who can all score 30 plus goals. Of course I want that. Who told you I don't want that? He's telling the reporter that asked him. Your first signing is a DM, your second signing is a DM, and your third signing is probably going to be a centre back. Now I understand that you don't have to make signings in chronological order. Prime example, Liverpool need a striker. We signed Wirtz first. And then we signed the right back first, then Wirtz, then we signed the left back. So I get it's not about chronological order, but here's the thing that this is why Arsenal fans are upset, some of them, and they have every right to do so. You wake up one day, Egal, inshallah, every day, happy, safe, and healthy. You look at your phone, you're like, Arsenal wants Sesko. Then you wake up the day after, Arsenal want Jokeres. And you wake up the day after, Arsenal want Sesko. Arsenal want Jokeres. It's just a repeating stuff. I mean, all of us here, we all do content. Wake up, we look at our phones, we see what the news is. And we've all seen the same exact type of news. The guys on the pan will tell you, I ain't lying. One day it's Sesko, the other day it's Jokeres. I've done 100 different thumbnails for Arsenal with either or striker. So Arsenal fans right now are like, actually make up your mind and actually decide, do you want this guy or do you want that guy? Because guess what? There are a few amount of strikers right now available in Europe, and easily another club could come in for him. That's just the reality of the situation. And on top of that as well, this is why they're frustrated. I saw a comment on AFTV. It was like one of the AFTV like extra, you know, like the extra clips where they clip up like certain parts. And Turkish and these guys were talking about Liverpool making signings. Like, I think it was Turkish and Curtis, and they were talking about Liverpool signing Wirtz. One guy wrote in the comment section, Liverpool are actually acting like they're the ones who finished second because of how quick you get the deals done. This is the reality of football fans, and there's nothing wrong with it. We all have emotions. We all feel upset about our clubs. We all feel angry about our clubs. And we all have the right to be pissed off at certain situations. That's just the truth of the matter. Like, we all have emotions and we are allowed to be pissed off. If I'm an Arsenal fan, my club finished second. I see the team that won the league signing Wirtz, Kerkez, and Frimpong. I see the team that won the league 4 years in a row and had one bad season now, signing Sherky, Reinders, etc. And I'm looking at my own club and Partey is gone. You signed Zubimendi. You signed Norgaard. You're looking at Mosquera. And I'm going like, wait, we played a makeshift DM at striker. And everyone's problem was the striker situation. And now this is what we're doing. I get it. Arsenal want to wait for Rodrigo. Arsenal want to wait for Rodrigo. Here's the thing. There are 3 scenarios here. Arsenal wait for Rodrigo, and Rodrigo signs for Arsenal. Second scenario, Arsenal wait for Rodrigo. Rodrigo says he wants to go to Real Madrid. Third scenario that many Arsenal fans aren't talking about. What if the moment that Rodrigo announced he wants to leave Real Madrid, suddenly 6 clubs are interested? How can you guarantee that he goes to Arsenal? You can't. Now someone will tell me, groundwork and all that stuff. No problem. City did the groundwork for Wirtz. We took him. Liverpool and City together did the groundwork for Bellingham. Madrid took him. There are so many examples. So many examples. Liverpool did the groundwork for Lavia. Chelsea took him. So all this groundwork hype means nothing. Because let's say Liverpool right now are linked to selling Luis Diaz for 85 million. Right? Bayern Munich are interested today. Al Nassr is interested. Many clubs are interested in signing Luis Diaz. Let's say tomorrow Luis Diaz is sold for 85 million. Rodrigo decides to leave Real Madrid next week. Liverpool are like, Real Madrid, here you go. 85 million, give me Rodrigo. Why should Rodrigo say no to Liverpool? Wirtz, Salah, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, McAllister, Alisson, Becker as well. And they can go and you know, if Rodrigo signs for Liverpool, we can win the league, we can win the Champions League, blah, blah, blah. So he'd obviously be like at a team that won stuff recently. And that's why there are no guarantees in football, which is why this comes full circle. If Arsenal sign Eze, they should be happy because they're signing a forward line player who gives them more creativity, who allows them to score goals, who allows them to do all of these things. If Arsenal sign Eze, I will record a pre-recorded video on it and I will praise them. But as things stand, you have downgraded in midfield because I think Norgaard is an upgrade on Jorginho. I agree with that take. But Zubimendi is not as good as Thomas Partey yet. I don't think Arsenal need a backup centre-back full stop. I think that's total horse shit. Timber, Calafiori, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel. Your centre-back depth is more than good enough. Just
Can I tell you, Tomiyasu might retire from football.
Okay, fairs. You don't need a Tomiyasu replacement. Point is, you look at like Arsenal this season. Their centre back depth was completely fine for the whole year. By the way, for the whole year, just because you had to play Kivior in one game. And by the way, Kivior is a good player. Like, we're acting like Kivior is like this dead shit player. He's a good player. So for me, I look at Arsenal, and here's the thing that people aren't mentioning. Forget upgrade and downgrade. Now, because Partey is gone and the backup is Norgaard, Zubimendi has to hit the ground running. If Zubimendi does not hit the ground running, it's curtain. It's a problem immediately. Immediately from the start, Zubimendi has to hit the ground running, and he needs to cook. And that's why Arsenal fans are frustrated, because I have Arsenal fans that watch me, even watch my regular content, and they see me do content about Isak. By the way, today was reported again. So you know the three strikers Liverpool are interested in. We'll come to it in the Liverpool section. Ekitike, Osimhen, and Isak. If I sign any of the three, I win the league. No problem. The only difference between them is, you know what? How much contention I have.
You're going to pay Osimhen the big bucks?
Possibly. I mean, now we're a rich club, Lewis. I don't know how to act. I have the money now.
But from someone that used to be there, look down on everybody with shame. Absolute shame.
I am. So that's why the Arsenal fans are
was this time, though.
Egal. I hope I explained it well to you.
I don't like how. Listen, Egal, don't let him big brother you like
Can I
that.
respond to one thing? Hussam, I feel like you contradicted yourself, because in one breath you spoke about Arsenal not going out and signing the striker and the winger, but in the other breath you mentioned the fact that we signed 2 DMs, a goalkeeper and a defender. And to me, it's like you're missing one big part. Zubimendi is crucial. We can't go and have Partey and Jorginho leave without having Zubimendi signed. And the same way how you're saying, oh, someone can steal Gyökeres, someone can steal Rodrigo. We had to get that deal sorted, priority number one, I would say, because of the fact that Real Madrid are after him. Multiple teams are after him. His fee is attainable by a lot of people, as it's quite cheap. And for the player that he is, that deal is the easiest to get done, because it was done since January. So I don't think anyone should be upset that Zubimendi deal is done. The Norgaard deal, once again, it's a cheap deal. It's costing us less than what Thomas Partey's wages would cost us, half of it to be exact. So with that being said, I don't think it's the end of the world that we get a deal for 11 million sorted. The backup keeper, well, we're going to have to get a backup keeper regardless. 5 million from Chelsea for a backup keeper, I think, is quite reasonable. And I don't think it's something to panic about.
Yeah, but looking at it as an accountant.
With everything that you're saying, the only
Kepa's
one...
not a good goalkeeper, Egal.
He's a good backup.
He's a backup.
No, he's not.
No, okay, but let me say
he's a backup. He's a backup goalkeeper for multiple Champions League winners. That's
Kepa went to be backup goalkeeper at Real Madrid. Kepa went to Real Madrid to be backup goalkeeper, and when Courtois got injured, Lunin started.
So what? At the end of the day,
so Mr. Injuries. So Mr. One second. No, because I'm not gonna let you. Because
goalkeepers can improve. Last season he was good.
Egal. Let me make one point. You're talking from an accountant perspective. Forget accountant perspective. If next season Champions League quarterfinal, Raya has an injury for a week and you have to play Kepa, you're confident?
Stop. We wanted João Garcia.
That's a valid question.
We wanted João Garcia, who went to Barcelona. Don't act like Kepa was the number one option. Kepa's a backup plan.
I would say Kelleher is a better backup.
One second. Kepa's a backup plan to what we were trying to get initially, which was João Garcia from Espanyol. But he decided to go to Barcelona. You can't fault him for wanting to stay in Spain and go to the champions of Spain. Also, so this stuff about Arsenal should have got Kelleher. You think Kelleher is going to leave Liverpool to be backup at Arsenal? Doesn't make sense, right? He's gonna want to go somewhere where he's gonna play.
I'm not talking about Kelleher.
Yeah, but also like
he mentioned Kelleher.
Yeah, but honestly, also with Kelleher,
I think we're kind of going down the wrong route. You guys are looking at it from the wrong perspective. The one where you mentioned the center back, fair. If you say we have too many center backs, but in the same breath, we don't want to be left in a situation where late in the window we're trying to get somebody else. We're trying to get a position sorted that we could have got sorted early. Sometimes we need to understand that this is a whole new situation.
Yeah, but Arsenal don't need a centre back, Egal.
We do need a backup to Saliba. We do need a backup to Saliba.
You do already have one, Timber Calafiori.
Timber is a right back. Ben White is a right back. Calafiori is a left back.
He's not this season.
And a left-sided centre back. We need another right-sided centre back. One thing I will tell you though, Hussam, Arsenal Football Club right now have a new director of football. he does things differently. We're not used to how he does things because it's his first window at Arsenal. So the way that he's doing things is slightly different. He's getting multiple deals done around the same time, lining up the finances and figuring out which one is the best deal. He has option A, option B, option C, and there's multiple ways to pivot depending on which one we end up signing. So I think people need to stop overreacting because this transfer window is Berta's first transfer window.
Vator, you're the biggest
Vator, stop gaslighting. Yeah, Vator, stop gaslighting.
I'm not gaslighting. You guys are choosing not to hear his points.
Would you sign Norgaard as a backup? Would you sign?
You guys are choosing not to hear his points. Let Egal finish.
This is the same guy that does underdog gimmick. This is the same guy that does underdog gimmick.
You're talking about an underdog gimmick.
He's the one that does underdog gimmick with reindeer jerky, and he wants to tell
This is the sporting director's first window, and you guys are trying to say the club is a mess.
No one
in my opinion.
Okay. Let me ask you.
In my opinion, what he's doing is he's trying to lower the valuation of the targets that he has. He now has a situation where he has 2 targets, trying to create a bidding war amongst them to see which club lowers their valuation to meet our target. And we're going to end up going with who we want afterwards. Right now, the football doesn't start for us until 16, 17 days from now. We don't necessarily have to have a player signed for the 30th of June. So I think everyone needs to calm down.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is a Jorginho replacement more important than getting a striker in? Is a Jorginho replacement that important? Jorginho was not even your starting player.
13 million a year wages for Thomas Partey covers the whole Norgaard deal.
No, but you said so you said originally
Thomas Partey's wages for a year cover Norgaard's whole contract.
But you said
so
originally
Thomas Partey not resigning, this whole deal is basically sorted.
Wait, but you said originally that Thomas Partey replacement is Zubimendi. So why is Norgaard all of a sudden part of this Thomas Partey?
Because Jorginho also left.
That's what I'm saying, though. So what's more important? Why is Jorginho?
Let me break it down for you guys with the most simplest way possible. Arsenal Football Club currently have not signed Zubimendi yet officially. He's not hold up the shirt at this moment in time. As of the 1st of July, we will only have Odegaard, Mikel Moreno, and Declan Rice as our only registered senior midfielders in the team. 3. That means we needed more midfielders in the team. Simple.
Now you're gaslighting,
bro.
So Norgaard's coming in as a 5th choice. Zubimendi's coming in as one of the first choices. We still have Mikel Moreno. And then from there, you look at the academy.
Okay, but
guys.
You've been crying needle mover this whole time. So where's this whole conversation of needle mover gone now? Now it's turned into
needle movers are the attackers.
No.
Needle mover is a Zubimendi.
Just overall players. You've been saying we need needle movers. So now the whole conversation has changed from needle movers to we need to sort our backups. Before the start of this window, you weren't talking about Norgaard.
We're still going to get
we needed
movers.
replacements for
not
Jorginho.
Even close to being over.
No, but you weren't saying that we need replacements for Jorginho. We need replacements.
Yes, I was.
Thomas Partey, you said that, and I hear you on that because Thomas Partey was a big if of whether he's going to sign his contract or not. But nobody talked about Norgaard before Norgaard was linked to Arsenal. Nobody.
Actually, we spoke about Norgaard within a week, and the deal was done.
Within a week. Before the week. Where was Norgaard? You weren't talking about
Norgaard was Brentford's captain.
Egal, you didn't speak about Jorginho Egal, you didn't speak about Jorginho replacement up until Norgaard got linked. No, you didn't. You talked about Thomas Partey replacement.
Last time I was on a show, I spoke about Agume.
Okay, you're talking about 5th choice Jorginho. We need a replacement for 5th choice Jorginho. That's what's most important.
Bro, 1 second. Are you actually being serious right now?
Yes, I am being serious.
Yes, okay, let me break it down for you one more time.
I've heard Arsenal fans. Let me break it down for
you one more time.
I've heard Arsenal fans all summer say we need needle movers. We need replacements for 5th choice players in our squad.
Look at this, and you tell me we don't need midfielders.
Yeah, but you're gonna get one with the Zubimendi. You're gonna get
Thomas Partey leaves.
You got Nwaneri as backup 10.
Yeah, I get that. But just look at this, and you tell me it is not a priority to bring in midfielders.
Is it the big priority that you have? That is my point.
Of course it is, because then you can focus the rest of your money on your attacking options.
Look how shit the attack is. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
And then he wonders why the Arsenal fans are mad.
Bro,
they didn't
you guys are acting silly. We would have had only 3 registered midfielders plus Zubamendi if we didn't go and quickly get Norgaard sorted. And then we would have had a situation where people knew we were desperate and they would start charging us up.
You guys need to give up on this press. You guys need to give up on this press because Egal's press position on this one.
At all.
One sec though, but okay.
I'm not pressing at all. I said Norgaard is an upgrade on Jorginho. How's that pressing?
You're pressing the point with regards to what
I'm calling out how Arsenal fans are saying we need needle movers at the start of this window. It's all started off with I need needle movers. I need this.
But Shik, you're looking at it as a United fan. That's why.
No, I'm not. I'm talking strictly about Arsenal Football Club. I'm saying
no, but
how has the conversation gone from needle movers to now backups are okay for us to get? That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, one second.
Can I get a chance?
Vator, can I ask you a question? Because you mentioned the United fan thing. I'll ask you a very crystal clear question. If you're an Arsenal fan right now, imagine Arsenal announced Cunha and Mbeumo. Would they be happier?
If Arsenal announced having Cunha and Mbeumo?
Yes, would they be happier? Be legit. Come on.
One out of the two, yeah.
Manchester United finished 15th, and those are the 2 players they're going to sign.
Okay. But that's the problem. You guys keep looking at it. You guys keep looking at it as this is my club. This is what they're doing. It's not like Egal and his club aren't simultaneously doing other things. You guys make it seem like they should have gotten a striker first before doing anything else. They're doing all this at the same time. And we're looking at what United are doing. United's a mess. United's a mess. And if Shik were to ask me, would I want Mbeumo or would I have wanted Cunha? I'd be like, hell no.
But I'd also say this. So if you had the season that you had and you needed a rebuild, right, and you're going out and getting all these players, would you be okay in getting backups for certain positions rather than getting players who would start for you in your team currently at this moment?
Okay, but Shik,
let's say you don't sign Cherky, you don't sign Reinders, you don't sign all these players. You're looking at backups for other players in your team. Backups to Doku, backups to Rodri, all of that type of stuff for the club.
Like what I did in January. Like what I did in January.
Yes. So would you not be livid over that window?
I wasn't livid in January.
We need to go ahead and get not needle movers.
You're acting very disingenuous.
Marmoush is
disingenuous because our window hasn't.
Marmoush is a starter, by the way. Kusanov was starting until he called Pep a bald bastard.
No, he's being disingenuous because he's talking about where you need to
started the first game against Chelsea. Why you got the whole time?
One second.
Gaslighting. Can I make a point?
We haven't signed our needle movers yet. You're acting like this is the window.
No, but
that's the point I was trying to make.
I understand why Arsenal fans are livid. I understand why Arsenal fans.
Nobody's livid. They're just saying.
Yeah,
we're
that's
waiting.
what I'm saying.
Nobody's livid. We're just saying.
The team that finished first just signed Florian Wirtz, and you're linked to fucking Mosquera, and you're wondering why they're upset. Come on, man.
Bro, nobody's fucking upset about Mosquera.
Don't forget 1v1 demon Noni Madueke, man. That's some respect.
Everyone needs to realize. I think Andre Bert has already done quite well. Gotten in Zubamendi. It was a smooth transition from Thomas Partey to Jorginho to Norgaard and Zubamendi. Very smooth, quick transition. We didn't even have to stress over it. Next, getting in a backup keeper, quite cheap, quite reasonable deal, sorted, done, dusted. And he has Premier League experience also. When it comes to backup centre back, you know something? We needed a backup for Saliba. Saliba could potentially be going in 2 years' time. Might as well have somebody young up and coming in that position also anyways. As for the main needle movers, we currently know that they're working on the deal for Gyökeres. They're working on the deal for Sesko. We'll figure out which one they're going to sign based on the contract and everything going on with that. The left wing situation, it's clear that everyone's waiting to find out what Rodrigo is going to do with his future. They have lined up Eze as a backup to Rodrigo.
If you sign Eze, you ain't going to announce Rodrigo. You know this. Me and you both know.
Bro,
you're not going to.
We are waiting until the Rodrigo situation is clear for us to then move for Eze.
But that's not what Fabrizio said, Habibi. I just opened it.
That is what they've said everywhere. What are you reading? What are you talking about? They've said it on numerous occasions. Arsenal are waiting to find out what the future holds for Rodrigo before we
one second. Here you go. Fuck what Hussam says, fuck what Egal says. Fabrizio. Arsenal have made contact with Eze over the weekend. Contacts are taking place for Crystal Palace star with Arsenal informed on deal conditions. Tottenham also remain keen on Eze. Where's Rodrigo mentioned?
All right. You want to hold that?
What?
And let me show you. 1 second.
I'm talking about what Fabrizio said.
1 second. Yeah. 1 second.
These battles are great. You guys act like
you guys can continue.
Like the club can't do 2 things at once. Yeah, I'm just saying you guys act like the club can't do two things at once, and
No,
I get
all I'm
it.
saying is Egal's
they want
first
Noni and
point.
Eze.
Yes, like you want Nani Madueke. Also, let me tell you this. So I know this was it was Edu who was here before, but look at how your window turned out last season. You wanted the same. You wanted needle movers last season too. You wanted goal scorers last season too. You ended up with Raheem Sterling at the end of the window. This is what I'm talking about. So what evidence do you have to suggest that getting all these backups done is good? I'm not even saying the order of signings is bad or whatever. I'm just saying I understand why Arsenal fans are livid over the fact that you're going and getting these players over actual players that you need to. You don't need to. By the way, yes, you need to a little bit worry about the injuries and stuff that you had. But right now, you need to win. You need to win. That's what you need to do. That is the big thing. City had the season that they had, and look at the players that they've signed: Marmouche, Cherky, Reinders, all these players.
I think
people
you guys
who start right
over,
away. People
who
start right away.
Overdoing it. You're overdoing it, and you guys are overdoing this whole gimmick that Arsenal needs to sign a striker and a left winger first.
They want Arsenal fans in hysteria
because the order in which we sign the players does not dictate. One second, the order in which we sign the players does not dictate if we win the league or not next season. It doesn't. The reality of the situation is the preseason has not started yet. Yes, we have not signed a left winger or a striker yet. We are going to sign one. But because one of our main targets still currently playing in the Club World Cup, because two of the two strikers are currently still, we haven't decided financially which package the club is going to bid for yet. And also, they've made it clear preseason is when they're going to be targeting to try to get these players ready for. That's still 16 days away. So I don't know why everyone is getting so pressed and people are so upset. I think we've done quite well.
Yeah, I already explained to you why they're upset.
And no, you guys have a whole different view on it. I don't think if this was Manchester United getting multiple deals done before they sign a midfielder, you'd be freaking out. I don't think Carefree Lewis would give a shit.
Okay, but that's a completely different situation.
Carefree Lewis clearly doesn't give a shit.
One second. But that's
they've gotten more attackers in the building before they signed
bringing up Man United like we're challenging for the league or we're challenging for top
the goalkeeper annoys me.
I honestly don't think
we finished 15th. We need to replace every position. That's what we need to do. 1
second. There's this thing coming from.
You keep talking about United like we're in the same boat as you. We're not.
No, but the club is not as pressed as fans and rivals make it seem. It's not a situation where you need to have a striker in the door by July 1st, or else you're never going to win the league next season. Yeah. There's something called the windows. It's not as jeopardizing as everyone's making it seem. We sign a striker or not by preseason, we're still going to be fine. Sign a left winger or not by preseason, we're still going to be fine. We don't
balance perspective.
We still don't need to do all our business by the 1st of July. Everybody's acting like we have to have all our business done by the 1st of July.
Egal, it's this Instagram generation, man.
You know who Sam said to me earlier? Liverpool signed Florian Wirtz. Arsenal's signing squad players. Who gives a shit if we go and sign our big heavy hitters later in the window and we still do well in the season?
They won't have preseason.
No one's gonna give a shit. Guess what? You signed some of your best players in your club's history, all of you, on deadline day. Some of you guys have signed some of your best players in your club's histories on deadline day. It doesn't necessarily matter when you sign the player, as long as you sign the player. I don't think it's a good thing if we wait until deadline day. I hope that the club get these deals done before preseason, but you are overdoing this gimmick that Arsenal needs to sign players now. They look at City, look at Liverpool. Everybody's on their own time clock.
Hussam likes his gimmicks. You like the gimmicks.
Who cares?
Okay, let's give Vator the final word because he's gonna say everyone interrupts me. So go ahead, Vator.
No, I think it might be my microphone. I don't think my mic's very loud, but I'll let you guys speak. It's no problem. I'm confident with what I have to say. This whole understanding why Arsenal fans are upset or whatever, freaking out, I get it. But when Egal's on the panel and he's saying, guys, relax. Like, if some of the fan base are doing this, carrying on like this, okay, let them be. But they're signing players that are important for the squad, for the depth. And they're also taking some precaution based off of an exit of a Partey or obviously Jorginho. Like, they're trying to have that balance, not having another issue. Now, attacking position, they've been taught, it's been going on even before the window started about their options in attack. They're going to get somebody. It just hasn't happened. And when I say you guys are gassing it, you guys are flaming it up, is because, okay, if you look at all these other clubs, should they be moving quicker? Okay, sure. But before the window's over is the most important part. And when Egal's calm about it, he's like, yeah, I'm confident that my club's going to get it done. I'm like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Why are you guys saying he needs to be looking at it differently? Why are you guys saying, oh, shouldn't you be moving with the same urgency as a Liverpool? Well, Liverpool is very different than Arsenal because Liverpool didn't spend last season. Arsenal did, right? Liverpool obviously won the league last season. Arsenal didn't, so they're taking a different approach. The way City are spending is also very different because of the exits that we've had. So it's you don't all have to do the same thing at the same time, is my point. And that's why I want to try to get that point in beforehand.
I appreciate your point. I'm simply explaining why, from an emotional perspective, the Arsenal fans are upset, which is completely fine.
And you know something? The club is not emotional. They're rational.
I'm not even saying telling Egal.
Clearly, that's why they didn't sign any forward in January. Big up to Matthew. Says Salam alaikum, y'all. Hussam Plettenberg Bomba is what Matthew is saying. I saw it. The Diaz to Bayern stuff. Hey, listen, if we get a proper replacement, I'm not worried. Glazing Spud Teta, the bridesmaid's trophy for Peter, is what Netweed is saying. In response for that, Egal, because you and Netweed have this rivalry going on. No response. Love you, Netweed. 100% Egal, Palmer. Not gonna lie, I would have said Darwin. Mouth breather.
He's talking about
don't get it, but fair enough.
Oh.
Big up to D Brown, who says, "Lol, the panel is getting pissed off at Vators for running their Egal, for ruining their Egal banter dopamine high. How dare you, Vator? No one's bantering Egal. We're allowed to have different perspectives. I said Norgaard is an upgrade on Jorginho, but if I say Arsenal need to get a forward line player, and I'm entitled to say that, and that's just my opinion.
Nobody disagrees with you.
No one disagreed with that. Why you?
D Brown disagrees with that. That's the point.
No, he's disagreeing with the point of how I was trying to speak, and you guys weren't happy with it.
Yeah, you're a gaslighter. They're Arsenal fans to cry at the start. I promise you, all it's gonna take is for Zubimendi.
I have it's gonna start regardless.
He's gonna have 2 bad games, and then Norgaard starts, and then Egal will go like, "Did you expect Arteta to win the league with Norgaard?" I promise you, it's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen.
I won't do that. Wallah, I won't do that.
Don't say what.
I never did that. With all the squad depth that you're getting right now,
either. I never did that with Jorginho either.
With all the squad depth that you're getting right now, too, I don't want to hear no unprecedented circumstances next year.
Shik, in all due respect, you don't even know the makeup of the squad. You're just running agendas. No, I'm not running agendas. I'm just saying I don't want to hear no unprecedented circumstances. One second.
You can't do that.
If the window shuts tomorrow and we haven't signed a striker and a left winger, I'll fully agree with you. But the fact that we've gotten in 4 players potentially. We're going to potentially be getting in 4 players, and we haven't even made our big spends yet, should scare you guys. Because imagine Arsenal goes and strengthens.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Imagine Arsenal goes and strengthens and bring in 6 players to improve from the squad that we had last year. A team that was depleted due to injuries, and we've learned from that mistake by getting in a bunch of squad players. So we don't.
Arsenal are going to sign Sesko, shiver me timbers.
You said unprecedented circumstances.
Sesko or freaking Gyökeres. Either way.
No, but you see, this is your problem. You say, be it Sesko or Gyökeres. Yeah, but I rate Gyökeres very highly, and I don't rate
Gyökeres higher too. But
no, I don't rate Sesko at all. If you sign Sesko, my feet are kicked up, Egal. I'm not worried.
Guess what? If we sign Sesko or Gyökeres, regardless what happens, our team gets better. That's the facts. Either way,
team gets better, but do you win the league? That's my question.
I disagree. You can't force your opinion on me. I don't rate Sesko at all. I think Sesko's
you don't rate Sesko higher than Havertz.
No, I do not.
You don't rate Sesko higher than Trossard.
No, I do not. Havertz has scored more goals.
You don't rate Sesko higher than Trossard.
No, but now you're just mentioning all your forwards. No, I don't rate Sesko higher than Trossard. I don't rate Sesko higher than Trossard or than Havertz or than Saka.
Hey, at this point, I don't know what to say to you guys. You can.
Before we move on to talk about Liverpool, Netweed saying warming up for another season of excuses, Egal.
I have no excuses. I've been keeping it real the whole time. I've been telling you we should be able to get over the line with the squad if we improve the squad to the adequate level that I want. If we don't improve to the adequate level, I'll tell you from the beginning, we're not winning.
Egal just repeating, big up to C2190, who says Egal just repeating what he said last season. When he didn't get a striker, he picked up a Sterling loan. He blamed the owners and say we need to give Arteta next season his players.
I didn't pick up Sterling loan. I said we're desperate and we'll take whatever.
You're gonna say now in front of the chat, you're not gonna make an excuse next season,
bro. I'm not making excuses. I've been saying it.
You want to know something? I actually agree with you. Listen, for me this season, I'll be honest with you, No one gives a fuck. Whether Arsenal sign Egal or myself or Vator or Sesko or Darwin Núñez, no one cares. The reason why no one cares is it's been 6 years. Now Arteta has to deliver end of, regardless who they sign.
That's my point.
No one gives a flying fuck, with all due respect. I don't care if they announce Nicholas Jackson or Erling Haaland. Wallahi, I don't care.
1 second. By the way, why are people lying on my name? You guys seen me on the Football Terrace, on my channel, on every other channel that I've been on, that I was saying I didn't like the Sterling deal before it happened. I didn't like the Jorginho deal before it happened. The only deal I actually made
before it happened.
The only deal that I actually said, you know what, there might be some logic behind it, was Havertz. And that was the only one that I
see how Sterling would be good that for Arsenal.
Yeah, you did.
At that point, I was begging it.
Look how that how it all turned out.
Bro, it was the final day of the window. We didn't sign anybody. We're desperate.
Man said I was begging. I tell you, you want to know something?
The final day of the window. What do you expect?
Fair enough.
Do you not remember Edu did a whole pizza thing?
Don't say anything. Don't beg it. Just don't say anything.
Edu did a thing on Instagram where he was like, "Yo, we did a good night today. We got pizza. We got the Sterling deal done at midnight." I'm like, fuck.
Big up to you, C21. Thank you for the super chat. Listen, thank you to everyone who shows us love, to shows us support. You know, we're gonna close out this month of June in style. I appreciate you all. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone, please hit the like button. Everyone, please subscribe. And speaking of getting over the line, let's talk about the champs, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about Liverpool Football Club, my club. Guys, we're not even at 500 likes. Well, I have some shame. 1,200 people in here. Hit the like button. We're talking about strikers and shit, and you're all moving like a left back going one-on-one. Close the live chat, hit the like button, and continue to enjoy the show. And thank you guys for 54.2K as well. We're closing in on the 55K mark. So, let's talk about the champs. Liverpool Football Club. Let me share the latest. This is the latest right here. This is according to Plenty Goal. You get me? Liverpool are currently focusing on 3 concrete options in their search for a new number 9. Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, and Victor Osimhen. LFC have conducted through checks and gathered information on all of them. So, everyone here knows my opinions on Liverpool. You get me, people who watch me in the chat. So I want to ask you guys your opinions on this Isak stuff, because it's refusing to go away. You guys, I know, you look at your Twitter every day and you see Isak to Liverpool, Isak to Liverpool, Isak to Liverpool. What do you guys make of this Liverpool transfer? Let me start off with Vator, actually. What do you make of the Liverpool transfer window?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm impressed by it. I think it's great to be Liverpool and media darlings, because no one's going to talk about you buying the league or ruining football. But the way you guys are moving right now, it's impressive. You guys are actually, I think the right person left your club. I think it's all evident now that why you guys weren't aggressive in the past, why you guys weren't building those clubs that were going to be dominant, was because of a certain manager and his philosophy and maybe his way of how you want to manage a squad or manage his key 11. You guys are no holds barred. So if you guys happen to get any one of those 3, like you, I would say this league is yours to lose, because that is a high and very strong position of strength. Now, it's all great to have, and again, as a fan, you could care less what the problems are for your club, how they're going to manage salaries, how they're going to manage wages. Who cares, right? Win trophies now. And I think if you guys go out and if you get Isak, I think it's winning for many years to come. I think if you get those other players, then it's kind of like, okay, you guys strengthen. I don't know if you're going to still have that level of dominance, but I'm regretting the news on hearing any 3 of those signed, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But when it comes down to it, I know my club's going to compete for it. I know my club's not going to make it easy for you guys to win this league, but it will be your league to lose.
This is why you're a gaslighter, because you're talking about Liverpool being media darlings. Our last
you are media darling.
Relax. Our last big window.
No, you're not just going to say that. Are you not media darling?
See how I didn't interrupt you once, Mister. Everyone interrupts me. See, I let you speak freely.
That's one. Okay, that's one point.
And then I say one word, and you're jumping. Let me talk.
You interrupted me earlier.
Talking about buying the league. You spent 250 million in January. You've already spent 100+ million already. That's already 350 million. January, you've already spent more than me. January, I bought no one. The summer before that, I bought Chiesa. If Liverpool want to buy players right now, we have a right to do so. We win 180.
I'm not saying you don't.
Let me talk. We got 180 million from winning the Premier League. We got 80 million from winning the Champions League group stages. Liverpool have every right to spend the money, given how little money we've spent over the last 3-4 years. Liverpool have a lower net spend than 8 Premier League clubs over the last 4 years.
Are Liverpool media darlings, yes or no?
No.
Who are then? If you aren't, who are?
Who are the media darlings? Arsenal, of course.
Oh,
what?
Out of here.
Here we go.
All right, so no, we'll move on.
No,
We
say
won't.
wallahi, you're serious.
Here we go.
No, we'll leave it.
Arsenal.
Egal is fine. We
You're
got
not
it. We got
serious,
it.
Hussam. You're not serious. You're not serious. The media.
The media 5 years after Arteta not winning anything since an FA Cup, the media, I'm talking about, you ask media, so you're asking about Sky and these guys. They don't criticize Arteta at all.
What? What
They
do you...
don't.
Okay.
The media don't. I'm not. Thierry Henry is not the media. Him going on a podcast.
Forget about criticizing Arteta.
No,
Forget
okay.
about criticizing
After his
Arteta.
to Arsenal this season.
What? Which club?
There's been asked some tough
which
questions
club-
in the media this season.
Guys. By the way, I know somebody who works for certain journalists, certain companies in the UK, right? And he's told me they're not allowed to make negative articles about Liverpool because then it won't drive any traffic. Where
Bullshit.
Arsenal, they're allowed to make any type of article about Arsenal because it will drive traffic regardless if it's negative or positive. Where Liverpool, only positive articles or titles with positive spin will get clicked on. So if you put out an article out there with a negative Liverpool article, you will not get any traction at all.
That applies to Arsenal. When I used to do
No,
videos
I've seen
criticizing,
it.
when I used to do videos criticizing Arsenal, no, one second. When I used
Your
to do
video is
videos
not the media. Oh my gosh, where's this ego, Hussam? You're not the
I just
media.
said this
Relax. I love your
applies-
channel. The
This
subscribes are
applies
amazing.
to Arsenal as well. I'm saying it's the same logic. When I did videos criticizing Arsenal, I get 5k, 6k views. If I do a video praising Arsenal, I get 25,000 views. So it's the
If you
same
do a negative article or video about Arsenal, Manchester United, it will get views and it will get traction. Where anything negative about Liverpool gatekeep. Liverpool gatekeep better than any other club. Your fan base gatekeep Liverpool content to the point where if it's negative or they don't like the opinion, they do not interact with them anymore. To the point where they've even boycotted multiple different platforms for multiple different reasons.
I didn't want this to be a long point. It's understood.
I'm just saying,
Liverpool are media
it
darlings.
might not be a Liverpool online fan thing alone, but definitely Scousers, definitely the local fans, and you guys, it's a good thing. You're allowed to protect your club. Do it.
And Egal,
really
another point. Facts.
You are
Another point
media
is when I talk about, and Hussam doesn't need to get overly defensive, because when City were moving like this, we were accused of ruining football. We were accused of buying the league. You guys are doing it in your own way.
You've spent more money than us in the last 6 months.
That's not the point.
I'm not talking about years here. I'm talking about present. In the present, you've spent more money than us. What's wrong with you, Vator?
That's not the point.
No, that is the point. Because when you're talking about buying the league,
how can you more than us? What are we doing here?
How can you talk about buying the league when you spent more money than me? How?
Egal and I are pointing out the differences.
No, Egal and I. You spent more money than me.
Yes, I spent more money than you, but Chelsea spent more money than me.
The league.
If I was buying the league, you were buying the league. Just own it.
But that's the point.
It is the point. You just don't like it.
Because Pep now will go do a rebuild with 400 million, and then if City win the league next season, they'll go like, "Oh, Pep is so great. He's the greatest manager of all time. How has he managed to win the league after City were struggling last season?" They'll make it seem like some sad fucking story.
Now you want to gaslight on what the narrative's going to be. I don't want to talk about what the narrative's going to be.
I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about the narratives.
But you're talking about the media in the future. I don't want to talk about
when you say media darlings, that's a narrative.
It's right now. I want to talk about right now.
Right now, you've spent more money than me. Right now,
bro.
Okay.
Liverpool.
Right. No, don't. Let me say this. Right now, we spent more money than you. Right now, did we go out and get the best player out in Germany? Did we do that? Right now, did we go and secure the best right winger and the best defender in the league?
Also, what proves Egal wrong is Sky Sports literally 2 days ago puts up an article showing how much money Liverpool spent, and they're increasing the player prices. They put 55 million on McAllister when he was 35.
They
And we
also
release
lowered the
clauses.
prices for Florian
do that to
Wirtz. They put
everybody.
100 million when he's actually 100.
Okay, they put 55 for McAllister. We're media darlings, right? Why did they do that?
You are just okay. The fact that you're over fighting this is
So I
hilarious.
give you an example where the reverse of what you're saying
So how much
happened.
did
and you're
McAllister
like,
cost you?
Because it's one
McAllister
example,
cost
but at the same
35
time,
million,
we want
he was a release clause. And Wirtz is 100 million without the add-ons. The add-ons, with us winning the Premier League, with us winning the Champions League, blah blah blah, will become 116 million. That's it.
Oh shit!
Has there been a club that are gonna
Bruno
potentially go out and get
Fluminense.
2 record signings in 1 year?
Okay, but bro, 1 second. Because you won the league, because of the add-ons, it was 55 million.
It helps you, Lewis. Your run to the.
It's a 35. Okay, so the others are not including add-ons now. So what are we doing here?
No, everyone's including add-ons. How much did Declan
No,
Rice
it's
cost?
not. The Sky Sports article does not
How much
include
did Declan
add-ons.
Rice cost?
Also, the add-ons are not 20. Also, the add-ons are not 20 million for McAllister. The add-ons cannot be fucking half the price. That's crazy.
Look at
That's
this.
crazy.
Could rise to 55 million.
When there was a time when Hussam
Yeah, but
was on
that's not
Twitter
the
X.
point. I'm talking about the Sky article.
But 55 is a fact.
Yeah, so they included add-ons, but we're media darlings.
Bro, everyone's including add-ons. When they speak about Declan Rice, they say 105 million, not 100 million.
Yeah, but it was 105 base, no?
No, it was 100 million base.
Okay, خلاص, 100 million base. You paid 100 million for an athletic
No,
DM.
you see, only Liverpool Football Club.
Yes,
Dude,
only
only Liverpool Football Club. They speak about the base price as the only price. When it's
You
Chelsea,
paid 100 million for an
Chelsea,
athletic
when
DM.
it's Chelsea,
Carefree
when it's
Lewis's
Chelsea,
club paid 100 million for a tackler. We pay 100 million
Shut
for
the
a player.
fuck up! He is a
When it's Chelsea,
generational all-round midfielder.
when
You
it's
prick.
Chelsea,
I knew
when it's
he
Chelsea,
was gonna say this.
when it's Chelsea, they say the full price. When it's
Still
Manchester
hurt.
United, they say it's the full price.
Enzo's better
Tackler,
anyway.
bruv.
Can I
There's
say
no
this
more
actually?
people on
I
the
felt
field.
this season that a lot of journalists cut some slack on Man United because I think we should have been cooked a lot more.
And you should be
in
happy.
terms
You
of-
won the league. Of course, you're gonna pay that extra
in
20
terms of
million.
like
You don't give
where
a
we
shit.
finished this season. I
I
do.
don't
I
give
will
shit,
admit that.
Egal,
for
I'm not
sure.
an accountant.
But I also
Not an
agree with
accountant.
Egal. I don't think Arsenal.
You are
were
when it
media
comes to
darlings
Liverpool
this past
spending.
season.
They're not.
No,
Hussam, you
Yeah, they
have
weren't
said
this
for the
last
last 2
season.
years you don't care how much Liverpool spend, but you are the first one to champion.
First of all, why are you
how
disrespecting
little you
Shik
spend.
legacy and interrupting him like this?
No,
Listen,
no, it's okay.
I'll have this debate. First of all,
He didn't interrupt.
I'll have this debate with you, but don't message in the private chat. I have to go. I have to go.
I'm still here, am I?
This guy
Okay,
said,
no, but don't
"Why
tell
you
me.
I know it's 10
disrespecting
o'clock.
Sheik's legacy?"
You keep talking about the spend. You keep talking about the spend, right? I told you whether you're gonna say Florian Wirtz cost 100 million or Florian Wirtz cost 116 million, it makes no difference to me. That's why when we were discussing Kepa, you kept bringing up price tag. My point was Kepa is a shit goalkeeper. I don't bring up price tag when it comes to everything because it's not all about the money, it's about the player quality as well. Kerkez for 40 million is a very good deal for a left back that was considered by many. Don't interrupt Lewis because it's a minor point. Considered by many as the best left back in the league. Frimpong replaces Trent with 35 million euros. You get me 28 million pounds. I don't give a shit about the price tag. I just want my club to win. You're the one that keep mentioning price tag, not me. If I sign a player for 100 million like Florian Wirtz or 116 million, what difference does me saying Liverpool sign Wirtz for 100 million or Liverpool sign Wirtz for 116 million? What difference does it make to me? Zero difference. I don't give a shit as long as he performs.
Okay. This is what I mean when I say media darlings and Hussam spin. Simply put, you are trying to lower the valuation by not including the add-ons when the add-ons are included for everybody else when they speak about transfers. That is a fact. And for Liverpool Football Club, all of a sudden, Florian Wirtz costs 100 million. But when we speak about Declan Rice, when we speak about Caicedo, when we speak about Enzo, when we speak about Paul Pogba, everybody, we add the add-ons in their price tag when we speak about the transfers. Only Liverpool do they say all of a sudden 116 million pound transfer is less than Declan Rice when Declan Rice was 100 million. So Hussam, I'm not speaking about you only, but you are part of this because
when I speak to you, I hate when people do this.
You say one thing.
But Egal, when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to you about Egal stakes. I'm not saying Lee Gunner said this.
I'm talking to you.
This,
I'm talking to you.
Said this.
Let me link it to you then.
Let me speak. If you want to say Wirtz cost 160 million, I don't give a fuck. Say it. I don't
clearly
care.
do.
I
Because you
don't.
keep mentioning he
say
costs
whatever you
100.
want.
No,
You can say
Hussam,
what you
you
want.
clearly do.
Because
Because
you wanna
on
know
the
something?
stream,
Do you want to know
Hussam,
something? If he's gonna cost 160 million, that means Liverpool have won the league and the Champions League. I'll take
you
that.
just won the league with McAllister, and you're all of a sudden saying the 55 million is bullshit because he cost 35 million.
Because they did not include add-ons for all the players.
Because McAllister won you the league, so the add-ons are being paid.
The players on that list also won league, like Soboslai,
Hussam,
like Endo, like
Hussam,
Gravenberg.
you just did it this show. You just did it this show. Admit it. You are part of the problem. You do it yourself.
Okay, what's the
You
problem?
say
and what's
that
my
you say
part?
you don't care how much FSG spend, but then you defend how much FSG spend.
Okay. You have made this point last week. I cooked you on it.
But
Come
you
back
brought
a
it
week
back.
later,
You didn't cook
and you
nothing.
make it
You got
again.
finished. You ended the show.
I don't defend FSG. I'm the last person to defend FSG. If you ask me right now, am I FSG out? I will still say so. One great transfer window. Do not ruin and change what has happened over the last 4 or 5 years. I'm not defending FSG. If you want to say, I don't know how many times I have to say this. If you want to say Florian Wirtz cost 160 million, go for it. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to my life. I'm not an accountant. I want Liverpool to succeed. I want Liverpool to win. Whether it's 160 million, 100 million, 80 million, 50 million, 5 million, I don't care. I want my club to win. That's why this is the first summer where we actually come out and spend money after winning a league title. Last time we were successful, we bought Harvey Elliott, Sepp Andberg, and Adrian. So that's the thing. So when I'm talking to you, you're saying you're defending FSG. I'm not defending FSG. I'm anti-FSG. I'm not a flip-flop. I'm not Ray. I'm not you. I have my same exact opinion. I said, if they show me that they're ambitious and they want to win for the next 4 transfer windows or 3 transfer windows minimum, I'll have a conversation and go like, you know what? Now FSG are showing ambition. I'm now FSG. And I'm willing to say that, but they haven't done that. So one transfer window doesn't make a difference. So I give you an example. Let's say, God forbid, season starts, Liverpool are doing really well. We're top of the league. January 1 comes, right? God forbid, inshallah this never happens. Van Dijk out to the end of the season. FSG don't sign a centre back and we end up losing the league. So was I right to be FSG in or FSG out? I was right to be FSG out. That's my point. So ambition is something that's a constant, meaning ambitious owners are City owners. Ambitious owners are Madrid owners. Ambitious owners are Bayern owners, PSG owners, blah, blah, blah. That's why for me, it's about continuity. I can't sit here after one transfer window and go like, FSG in, FSG in. I cannot do this because it's just one window.
Can I say something? Do you think we might learn that the reason why FSG weren't spending in the past was because of the manager at the time?
The reason, the only thing that disproves this is Arne Slot was manager last summer and we only signed Chiesa. So there's, as things stand, it's one window yes, one window no.
But you finished second in previous seasons and FSG spent money because they got you a midfield, and then, or the season before they got you an attack, and the season after they got you a midfield.
Who's the attack that they got us?
They got you, didn't they get you Diaz, Gakpo one summer, and then the following year they went and got you a midfield?
That summer we signed, we didn't sign Diaz or Gakpo in the summer. In the summer we signed Nunes, Fabio Carvalho, and Calvin Ramsey. That's what we signed.
Oh, so Diaz was in January, the same year, but in January.
Yeah, Diaz was in the January, yeah. Same way you don't mention January.
Who doesn't mention January?
You always in January. Why are you buying the league?
Okay, listen. If I bought the league, you're buying the league. I haven't won it yet.
This all started from the conversation.
You see how good I am at this, Shik? I always check.
You interrupt me.
I always
not good at it. You just interrupt.
Done. Khalas.
It's your channel. It's your channel. I'll let you have the last word.
Mention January when he was talking about City. You know, Liverpool are buying the league. He didn't mention what he spent in January. He spent 250 fucking million in January. In January alone, City spent more than Wirtz, Kerkez, and Frimpong. I didn't include Sharky. I didn't include Reinders. I didn't include anyone. There you go. Checkmate. Yalla.
If I can,
where do you want to move the king? I mean, you have lost.
If I can say,
I just want to say this whole conversation started from Media Darlings. Why does Media Darlings matter?
That's a triggering point. That's a triggering point. They don't like that. Because they like Hussam, the gimmick last season, the underdog stuff. They don't like to be displayed as the wanted.
But it's like this though, Vader. Like if you won the,
just like this, I can't make that point.
No one cares. You spend all this money, all of that.
Where are we underdogs? August, when it all started, we all did content together on the same exact show.
Yeah. So
We're
let me
Liverpool
make that
underdogs,
point.
be honest.
Yeah.
Did we not all
let me make that
predict
point.
them to come third or lower? Most people. Let's be real.
Yeah. So this is
Okay,
what we're
by
going
the
to
way,
continue to do.
underdog.
No, yeah, you were underdogs last season, but no one
we
in their
all
right
were
mind
underdogs.
no one in their right mind are going to say you're underdogs this season after winning and strengthening. So this is where it's going to be very funny to hear how you speak on this upcoming season when you've won it and you've secured the best players that were that weren't under contract, that were in their final
Are you
year,
talking about
and you
next
kept
season?
this upcoming season. There's no way you're not favorites.
You're talking about
There's no way.
2025-2026 season?
They're
Yes,
not doing the
2025,
underdog gimmick. If that's what
2026.
you're
There's no underdog talk.
Wait, I think I'm confused. Are you talking about next season or the season that happened already?
This season that just passed. This season
We were
that just
underdogs.
passed.
We agree.
Yeah, you were underdogs. You had a new manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next season, we're
You're
not
comfortable.
underdogs.
Yeah, but you're comfortable in that position. You're comfortable to say everyone's got someone else predicted to win the league. This year is however, that's going to be different. This year it's very
100%.
different.
This year we're favorites, 100%.
Yeah, and
when have I denied this though?
No,
When?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying
You
anything for you to
wanted me
deny
to
it.
say Liverpool are favorites with signing Federico Chiesa. Are you mad?
No. Listen, I wasn't going to ask you to say that you're favorites. I never asked
But
you to
we
say
are
that you're
for next season. We are. No
your
problem.
favorites
I
for
say
next season. But I've
Yeah.
never in past seasons I've never asked you to say whether you're favorites or not. That's not your gimmick. That's not what you're comfortable saying. That's not what you're
But you
comfortable
keep
doing.
mentioning the word gimmick. Listen.
Yeah, but that's
we all
synonymous
do-
with you.
We all do content. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Lewis, last summer, verbatim, he will not deny he said this. He was like, Arsenal and City are above us. With
Notice the
Liverpool, we
shift.
don't know yet.
Lewis, notice
Wait,
the shift.
can
We
I-
got to talk about you now.
Can I quote him? No, I'm going to quote him. I'm not even using him to back up my point. I'm just quoting exactly what he said. If I'm lying, stop me, Lewis. Last summer, verbatim, Lewis said, Arsenal and City are better than us. He was talking about top 4 race. He said, Arsenal and City are better than us. With Liverpool, we don't know yet. They might have a drop-off with the new manager. Egal said that Liverpool are finished now that Klopp is leaving. There is video evidence of him saying it. And you and Shik, respectfully, I don't know exactly what you said, but I'm pretty sure that you had us finishing either third or below.
Yeah,
Now, what I
have you
said
win
is,
the league.
Oh, wait,
me,
before you do, yeah, go ahead.
let me
go ahead.
land.
Yeah.
I said,
Have Man
about
City winning the
myself,
league again.
I said Liverpool will be in a title race, but I don't expect us to win it. I predicted Arsenal to win the league. Now, Liverpool being top of the league in December or in January or whatever, that does not change the point that you went into the season as underdogs. That's the reality. Like when the season started, we were underdogs. Now headed into next season, and that was the point you're bringing up, it's not about gimmick, it's about reality. Next season, after signing Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkers, we're going to get a striker in. I'm not going to say we're underdogs. Of course not. Now,
Okay, but-
Liverpool are favorites to win the league and one of the favorites to win the Champions League. No problem. I say it.
Okay,
Easy.
but the reason why it's a gimmick is because when we say that one club is favorites, it's not like a mile difference. It's not like a huge gap. You talked about being in the title race. That's not a huge, oh, you're not in the mix, right? So that's where it becomes a gimmick when then you want to throw it in everyone's face saying, none of you guys had us winning the league. Okay, but we didn't say you weren't going to be in the mix for it. None of us said that you weren't going to be in contention for it. And you yourself, who knows your club better than all of us, said that you would be in the mix and you'd fall off. So that's why it's a gimmick, because then you want to throw it out like none of you had us winning the league. Okay, so what?
That's
my point.
you want to know the problem? You're playing mind games, but doesn't work.
I'm not playing any games.
When there are 3 teams going for the league, and the team that is third likely to win the league wins it, by definition, is that an underdog win or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were
Halas,
the
thank
underdog last year.
Thank you. So we want it as
Guess
the
what?
underdog.
This year
So
Arsenal's
we're
the
just
underdog.
fighting for the sake of it.
Guess
No,
what?
so-
This year
okay, so-
Arsenal's the underdog, right?
Exactly. This year, City
It
are
depends
underdogs,
who you
right?
sign. No. Don't say exactly already.
As of now,
It
yes.
depends.
As of now,
No, 1 second. It depends who they sign. Arsenal tomorrow announced Jokeres Rodrigo. Why should they be underdog? Tell me. Convince me, Allah.
Why shouldn't they be underdogs?
We haven't
No.
won the league
Listen
in
to my
20 years.
question and then answer it
yeah.
as
We
okay.
haven't
So
won the league in
Arsenal
20
have
years.
announced.
Hold on, Egal, let me
Zubimendi.
hear this. Let me hear this.
Let me ask the question and then both of you answer it. Then we'll just do super chats and end. Now, let's say Arsenal now have signed Zubimendi. They've signed Norgaard. They're gonna sign Musquera. All right. Tomorrow, inshallah, we all wake up happy, safe, and healthy. You look at your phone. Arsenal Jokeres, here we go. Arsenal Rodrigo, here we go. Why should they be the underdogs? Explain to me, Allah.
They should be underdogs because they're still not as good as your team. the addition that they have, and when you want to then go squad by squad, don't match up to the quality of yours. What are we doing here?
Shik, what I struggle
I
with.
have a different reason because you
Gyökeres and
Tomorrow,
Rodrigo
first of all,
and the underdog.
First of all,
You
tomorrow
are-
if Arsenal
re-
sign
one second.
Gyökeres, Rodrigo, every
Signings
Arsenal
can
fan
make
saying
you-
they're winning. the
Signings
league.
can make you
Everyone is
exciting,
saying
but Liverpool are still the favorites because they won the league last year. Man City are still there and thereabouts because they've been able to get over the line. Until Arsenal physically get over the line and actually win it, I think we're going to continue to be underdogs.
If Arsenal sign Gyökeres and Rodrigo, the underdog in our scenario now becomes Manchester City. That's the truth. That you're unwilling to say.
All right. Let's do super chats.
Yeah, that's the truth. What if you sign Gyökeres and Rodrigo? You're more likely to win the
Regardless,
league.
all three of us can't be favorites. Somebody's above somebody.
I understand. I'm
Liverpool
saying
are the
there is
ultimate
percentages.
favorites.
As things stand, tomorrow the window ends. Liverpool are 45% likely to win the league. Let's say, as things stand, nothing changes. Liverpool 45% win the league. City 30% win the league, and Arsenal 25% win the league. Happy? Now, if Liverpool sign Isak, Liverpool become 80% to win the league immediately. No problem. I say that. But you can't tell me with Gyökeres and Rodrigo that doesn't push up your chances of winning the league by a mile, by the way.
Of course it does.
Khalas then. So don't do the underdog gimmick. I would say City are the underdogs then. Yeah. Because City, Shirky, and Reindeers are not
That's
as good in the
one,
summer
I
as
still
Gyökeres
think
and
all of
Rodrigo.
those U3 teams would be.
Even though they're buying the
up
league
there.
according to Vator's logic. Anyway, let me read these super chats for you.
Your
And
same logic from past seasons. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Vator, don't
Vator, let him go. It's rich.
Vator, don't respect Egal legacy.
yeah.
He has a stream he's late for.
Like you see.
Let's read the super chats and then we'll end the stream. Big up to all of you guys. Guys, we're literally just 10 likes away from 500 likes. Please close the live chat, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel right now, guys. Everyone hit the like button, subscribe. Let me just grab a couple of these super chats. And thank you guys for helping us end this month on a high. Inshallah, now the month of July has come across. We will cook in this month. Bi'idhnillah. I'll say it to him when he's back. We could buy Isak 2 times. City still spent more money this year. Yeah, exactly. If you count January window, because he wanted to count January window for Diaz, and he didn't want to count it for his 250 million January window.
Actually, if you buy Isak twice, 100 plus twice, you'd still spend more than City.
Yeah, City have still spent more because they spent 250. Add Shirky, add Reiners, add all the players they bought in the summer. Yalla, Habib, you want to play? Let's play.
I actually didn't know that.
Go.
Wait, the
Need
players
for
we bought
speed.
this summer-
Vroom, vroom.
The funny thing is, I never said the January money was with regards to buying the league or not. I mentioned the January money because he wants to talk about FSG not showing that they're trying to compete or trying to be a winning club. So the season that they fell short, they finished second and then went and reinforced their attack in a January window as well as a summer window, reinforced their midfield. The window is what I'm bringing up. But I get it. You're FSG
okay,
out.
okay,
You're
forget my opinion, forget your opinion. Rest of the panel, please just say yes or no so Egal can start the stream. Guys, other than this window, have FSG shown ambition to win, like whatever, League or Champions League? Lewis, have they shown ambition before this window?
Yeah.
FSG have shown ambition.
He gave you an answer. Move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Shik, have FSG shown ambition?
No.
Egal, have FSG shown ambition?
Not to the level that Man City and Chelsea.
Not to win multiple
That's not
league titles.
see,
And
you're going to
multiple
compare it to
trophies,
the
yeah.
next
No,
club.
Vator, Habib, this is not Pyongyang.
You haven't moved
You
as a
got
big.
your one
big
yes
club.
from your
You
blue
haven't moved
brother.
as a
The
big
other
club.
spoke the truth. Here you are. Hold. Up the Chelsea. Big up Lewis. Fuck Arsenal. You ain't getting Rodrigo.
At the
Straight to
Chelsea. Big up my
Straight
guy.
to the point.
I'm happy
Superchats.
with Eze if we don't get Rodrigo.
Straight to the point.
Eze is a good player.
Egal, can you please tell the panel what's positive about our last league title being in 2004 and Arteta winning nothing in 5 years since Aubameyang, who he outed?
You see, there's building blocks in life, and sometimes you don't get exactly what you want right away. You got to take steps to it. So maybe you just don't have the patience for that.
Fairs, Netweed. Fairs. That's your answer. Liverpool are bigger than Arsenal in every metric. Praising or criticizing them will always do more news traffic than Arsenal. Fact? Because Egal's logic is...
When was the last time you've seen a massive campaign against Liverpool and having negative articles consistently coming out? Arsenal, win, lose, or draw.
Literally during the Klopp era.
Win, lose, or draw, Arsenal and Manchester United is spoken about more than Liverpool.
That's not true at all. That's
Fact.
completely not true.
Liverpool-
I think us and Liverpool are.
You can't
about
just
the
say
same
fact,
amount.
which is not true.
No, bro, be honest. How many negative articles do you see about Liverpool on a weekly or a monthly
Why
basis?
should they write negative articles about the team that signed Chiesa and then won the league?
Even
What's
when you
wrong with
don't win the league?
Oh, really? So when Liverpool finished 5th, there were no articles criticizing Klopp and talking about Klopp moans all the time and Klopp.
No, but there was
complains all
also
the
a time,
time.
to Egal's point, though, there was a time
Not
where
to that
David
level.
Ornstein was pushing
The
out.
last time I remember
like,
Liverpool
stuff that
getting
FSG was saying.
fire was when
In
you
support of that.
lost your first Champions League.
Like, remember
before
Sam, you
won the
called
league.
this. You called this out too. You remember? I remember one stream where you were like, David Ornstein is talking good about FSG, and that's what Athletic is pushing.
Yeah, he's a
out
mouthpiece,
at the time.
100%. Yeah.
There's stuff like that. I think that's what Egal's like trying to say, basically.
Yeah,
There's been
but
times
there
where
are
they've-
Arsenal mouthpieces as well. And have you ever seen Ben Jacobs, Ornstein, or any of these guys criticize Arsenal? You want to talk mainstream media? I haven't seen them ever criticize Arsenal or ever put out an article saying Arsenal are this, Arsenal are that.
Have you not seen Jamie?
I think
Jamie,
last season.
have you
I
not
think
seen
last season
Jamie- have you
Arsenal
not
were
seen,
criticized.
what do you
think
call
they
it?
were.
Jamie Carragher or friggin' Gary
Jamie
Neville.
Carragher hype. You're
or-
talking about
or
mainstream
all
media.
the
Allow it.
people,
Allow
every
it.
single person on
You can't
top
mention
sport,
Ornstein for me and
every
then Jamie
single
Carragher
person-
for you.
every
Because if you
single
want to
person-
use that logic, Gary Neville has criticized FSG on mainstream media. Allow it. Stop it. Stop it.
Hold on.
Now-
before
now-
FSG is
you-
not Liverpool Football Club.
Be-
Arsenal,
FSG are the owners of Liverpool. Criticizing FSG
yeah,
is like
criticizing the
Man
owners
Utd.
and criticizing the club is two different things. Can you
Gary
not
Neville
acknowledge that?
Has, if you want to
Arsenal
mention
as an
Carragher,
institution,
you want to
has
mention
been
Carragher,
criticised.
Gary
But also,
Neville
like-
has criticized Liverpool a lot of times. A lot
Sam,
of times.
Usam, yes, Gary Neville has criticized multiple people, but I will tell you this: from what I've seen way more negative articles about Manchester City's 115 than I've seen anything from Liverpool. I've seen way more criticism about
Because we
Chelsea's-
haven't been charged.
about Chelsea's
Literally.
about Chelsea and their signings
Allegedly.
and their spending.
Yeah,
than
because they
anything
spent
Liverpool have done.
105 billion.
I have seen in the last 10 years, I have seen way more about negatives about every single club in the top 6 bar Liverpool. And Man
That's
City have
total
been more
bullshit
successful than
again.
you.
Because
Man City have
Liverpool,
been more successful than you.
Egal. Liverpool in the last 5 years have won 2 league titles. You want the same criticism to be applied to Liverpool, to Arsenal? It's never going to
Before
happen.
you won the league titles,
Before we won the league titles,
before you won the
Klopp
league
came
titles
in
and Champions
and he
League,
was rebuilding Liverpool. So there
before
was
you
no
won the
interest.
Champions League under Klopp, that was the last time I seen anybody coming for Liverpool.
Yeah,
Let's
okay, but
move
then
on.
after
We
that,
couldn't
guess
know.
what?
Let's move
Liverpool won the Champions League.
Bro, I'm just
Liverpool
keeping
then
it real.
proceeded to win
You
the-
don't see it.
But the
because you're
problem
a
is you don't
Liverpool
let
fan.
anyone talk.
You don't
Liverpool
see
won
it.
the Champions League. Liverpool won the Champions League. The year after that, we won the Premier League. The year after that, we had a centre-back crisis and we couldn't win anything because of FSG. The same people that
It's
Vator
not busy,
gaslighting
yeah.
about. The year after that, in the quadruple charge season, we got to Champions League final. We lost the league by 1 point on 92 points, but we still ended up winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. The year after that, we had a horrendous season because we signed
credit to
Darwin
FSG.
Núñez.
And nobody
The signing
criticized
that
you.
Klopp died by. The year after that, we ended up winning the Premier League, which is last season with Arne Slot. So considerably, given how much Arteta spent and the time he spent at Arsenal, he has deserved more criticism than Liverpool have done in the last period of time, of which I have seen mainstream media criticize Jurgen Klopp, criticize FSG, criticize Mohamed Salah. Liverpool fans called out Carragher for criticizing Salah. And you're going to tell me mainstream media, no one criticizes. Because I have a friend who works in mainstream media who said we're not
You're
allowed to
criticized, just not as much
allow
as
it,
the
bro. We saved money in the piggy bank. The whole buying the league is a lazy argument, specifically when it's the guy that spent more money than me.
Well, it's funny because this is the guy that used to
Crazy.
do the lazy argument about buying the league, and now he doesn't want to do it when it applies to his club.
Yeah,
and this
no,
whole
yeah,
saving money in the piggy bank, there's reasons why City were able to do it because we sell the best. Look at how we've pollinated the entire league with our academy players. We can spend the way we want to spend because we run good business. Simple.
Yeah, no problem. You bought the league. Wish Chelsea had the
you're
Liverpool
buying it.
model, youth plus experience. I hear that, and to be honest, that's something even Lewis has criticized. City bought their leagues, Liverpool won theirs fairly. Fact. We won the league while making profit twice. Big up to AMT who says Inter lost to Fluminense in Club World Cup. I'll be honest with you, I ain't even doing like Madrid Juve watch along nothing. I'm just waiting. If there's any serious game, then I'll do it. But I'm just not interested in that competition. Salzburg and
Whoa, hold on. As you say
Salzburg
that,
and what?
as you say that, I'm not talking about City. Then
City
I
what?
won't be talking about City on Club World Cup on this channel. Then.
Says who?
Well, how come you don't want to
I
talk
said
about it?
until you get to the quarterfinals. That's what I
Why?
just said.
Why?
Because I don't give a fuck about Bayern versus Flamengo. You want to sit there and watch that shit? I ain't watching that shit. Big up to Jacob Boss, who says the real media darlings are the club that has 130 plus charges, and the last mainstream article was in January. Sponsors with no staff out of a letterbox. And on top of all that, I promise you all right now, if City win the league next season, everyone will be talking about Pep Guardiola's fucking greatness, even though he spent 400 million rebuilding his club. Allow it, bro. Media darlings, my ass. Negative articles in English means anything that's not Arsenal equals super most bestest team in England. Arteta phase 10 will bring milk and honey. And as a matter of fact, if Egal spoke about YouTubers, I'd agree with him. But mainstream media, I ain't heard Ornstein or Jacobs or any of these people criticize Arsenal as much. Last time I remember Arteta getting criticized was the whole play out the back with Peter Cech.
David Ornstein and these guys.
No, but Hussam, I do think like there were questions that were asked to Arteta, which is why we got all those quotes of I've won the community shield this many times all that. I think there was pressure on Arsenal last season. Like I don't think there were media dogs.
Yeah, but you cannot have your cake and eat it. Egal's argument is mainstream media.
Hussam,
have I seen? Okay, how many mainstream media articles have you seen calling for the sacking of Mikel Arteta? How many?
They don't do that.
Okay, khalas then. Media darlings. Arsenal
they don't call for sackings.
They don't do that. They
talk about pressure.
They don't even criticize Arteta.
No.
They do criticize Arteta.
No, they
Jamie Carragher himself did a whole piece on.
Shik, you see how he switches it? You see? Jamie Carragher. Gary Neville criticizes Liverpool, Habibi.
And you know what? I think majority of people said that was ridiculous.
In the same sense, like Roy Keane criticized Arsenal all the time. Like
Arsenal get Calvert-Lewin and Madueke. If Arsenal get Calvert-Lewin and Madueke, I expect even Egal to land. Media darlings, my arse. Name another club expected to do the fucking quad twice, and when we don't, we get laughed at. Only winning the league.
You guys said the quad.
Only winning the league. This is the least viewed league title. No one cares about this league. Oh, look, more people are talking about Arsenal finishing second than Liverpool. Bullshit. There's someone in a fucking village in Indonesia riding a tricycle with Virgil van Dijk lifting the Champions League. In the words of Egal, you don't have the streets, bro. Yeah, just because we don't have the streets around you doesn't mean we don't have the streets across the globe, which is why we're the 12:30 kickoff. Liverpool Football Club, massive. 10 years ago, go Google right now. You'll never walk alone. Australia, 96,000 people in Australia went and sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" when we had a shit team. Don't ever talk about Liverpool Football Club. Big up to Koki Main, who says ref literally got sacked for talking shit about Liverpool and their manager. No, ref got sacked for snorting cocaine. Get your facts right, because refs are not allowed to snort cocaine and record himself saying fuck another manager. So if a ref was caught snorting cocaine and saying fuck Maresca, he should get sacked. End of. Final super chat before we end the stream, who says Jacobos says Sky Sports did a 45-minute show about how LFC only winning the league is disappointing. Chelsea 2 billion spent, no fucking word. Arsenal almost 1 billion spent, not a peep. Exactly. That's the thing. So you can't call us media darlings, bro. It's fucking insane. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. There's a difference between Jordan and Saudi Arabia, but you're an uncultured, uneducated cunt, so you don't know the difference. Suck my Arab balls with a sand on it. Now, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video on your way out. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone, please hit the like button. Everyone, please subscribe. This stream's going to take you over to Egal. He's actually going to live right now talk about Eze. So go over there and tell him Hussam raid. Big up to every single person who liked. Big up to every single person who subscribed. Love you all. And I see you guys back tomorrow, inshallah, for the Hussam X Comics Copy Show. Peace out, Habibis.
Thank God, no United section. Let's go.
Cheers.